I have literally never seen so many people pretend like 9 p.m. is some extraordinarily, like, abysmally late time. Like, unless you're like over the age of fucking 80, which I think most of you are not. It, in all honesty, is not that fucking late. $10 from Soul Skibbity. W song, take 10 quid for this one. Well, thank you, sir. But much appreciated. I'm not calling you sir. What the fuck am I doing? Thank you for the 10. Much appreciated. Aiden let Dickers get. No, you all did because I saw several of you crossing the picket line. Okay? So, actually, that one's on you. Dude, I was watching No Country for Old Men. And honestly, I think it's time to become more Anton pilled. Thoughts? I have a job and a family, Aiden. I can't. You have yeah. You have a family, as in you live with your fucking parents. That's the family. You like live with your parents. You work at an illegal fucking food truck that like you guys have to keep setting up in different neighborhoods, like out of fear that like ICE is doing a sweep. But anyway, dude, honestly like it's just the details that are so good that make Anton such a good villain. Like the haircut, very purposeful design choice. It's like awkwardness, but it's like generic and weird and awkward at the same time. So like it makes him more of like a mystery and feel even less like strange in comparison to everyone else. Dickers is doing boring J Station. Well, in his defense, there's like literally nothing happening. I'm just kind of winging it tonight. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, there's like some stuff on the docket, but like I'm really mostly winging it. I heard there's like okay, so apparently this Alex Tanuki person uploaded another video, I'm being told, um where apparently they finally exposed the lies that were told about them. Also, people are getting mad that Liam blocked them on Twitter. We have to just start shaming people for like, unless it's like someone super notable. Like if you're tweeting out your blocks, like as a grown fucking adult, like you honestly are just like a pathetic human being. Um, hold on. I saw this, which really made me reconsider covering Tanuki. Okay, honestly, Dickers saw some shit like this and was like, "What can I do to accommodate you, Queen?" Hold on, dude. This. Hold on. Where is it? How did he mog me? I don't get the ravioli joke. I honestly don't get it. Um, hold on. I am in no state to be on the internet. I am leaving. I am not well. Do not reach out to me. Dickers saw this and was like, you know what, ma'am? Truly, I am whatever you need. Okay, I'll take it down for you. I will. I'll take the video down for you. You know, why not go give you some money while you're at it? I mean, this is like it's not even like cool like manipulation. This is like tier 1 shit, dude. Tier 1 shit. Yo, holy fuck. We're a quarter of the way to stream legal. I haven't even done anything yet. 5 from Soul Skibbity. You should reinstate my mod, Aiden, like the old Aiden would. My mods have to kind of be optics cocked, and I don't want to destroy your potential as a chatter by making you optics cocked. $10 from Moki CD/Oak. Thank you so much. That is super fucking generous. Much appreciated. But yeah, I mean, this person is just like the ultimate attention seeker. The ultimate, just like vindictive loser. Trying to insert themselves in the drama and then simultaneously play like victim. But they're like, I don't want attention about this. People shouldn't be talking about this. But then like literally made a new channel so she could self-insert into this drama. So let's take a look at the second video here.
Parlo says he is uploading an apology about me. I reviewed this apology in full and think it is good. I want to be very clear. This is not about a feud. This is not about drama. This is about correcting the record and explaining the parts of the story that people have twisted or have not.
Got it. So this is about a feud and drama. Also, this is exactly what they said in their last video, but never like elaborated as to what they keep. Literally, it has been a fucking week, more than a week at this point, right? It's been like nearly half a month of Parlo and many other Roblox commentators who don't do the real work to catch the predators. I do as a child safety advocate. Parlo and the Roblox YouTubers lied about me. They lied about me. They fucking lied about me, and they're just like, but 2 weeks is and never get explaining how. I genuinely, it's like this reference to, they keep referencing this old drama, but never going into detail about it. I 2 weeks later still have no idea what's going on. Turn your Streamlabs sound on. Hold on. Caloravella with the 10. Thank you so much. Hey man, it's a chill day to it. You started it off with some good tunes, and it's a chill night. So I'm thinking cool Aiden needs to make an appearance today. He just might.
Not shown.
Thank you guys. You guys are fucking insane tonight.
This is quite literally a case of 1v20. If you have not seen my first video, please watch it. This only makes sense if you know the full timeline. My name is Alex Ferrugia. I'm from Toronto, Ontario. Some of you better may know me as Tanuki. Some of you know me as a parasocial Twitter user, because that is what Parlo and many—
Hopefully this video is finally going to explain what this person's been referencing for half a month that they've never explained what it is.
Many of his friends used to reduce me to, but I am not a random account. I am a safety advocate.
Every fucking time this person talks.
I'm nationally recognized for my work.
Nationally recognized. She was on, like, she was on a fucking, the Canadian equivalent of The View, except this Canadian equivalent has an audience of 6 people. I'm not kidding you. There were 6 people in the audience. Hold on.
I can't even I'm a safety advocate.
I can't even find it. Is it this one? Yeah, wait, hold on. I just need to, we need to pan back to that audience one more time, man. Dude, I'm not kidding. Like, it's not an exaggeration. It's not, I mean, this is the national stage this person was on.
Welcome back.
There's no exaggeration. Hold on. Where is it, dude? There's a part they just pan to the audience. It's so bad. Yeah, well, here we go. This is the national stage.
To be 4 kids,
by safe adults.
Oh,
right?
wow, that's nice.
Wow, that's nice. This is the audience. This is the whole audience.
Some of the stuff that you have uncovered, though,
Half of that clapping is from like the enthusiastic crew.
it's nice.
I mean, I would escort this guy out of the building. I've said this before. This guy's like probably only there so he could learn like tips on how to become a better Roblox predator.
Some of the stuff that you have.
Anyways.
I'm national recognized for my work. I appear in the documentary.
So I was from Kalora Vetla. According to Parry, she is Maltese. Is this? She says she's indigenous. I don't know what the truth is.
Very dangerous games, Roblox, and the Metaverse exposed. I've been on NBC, CTV, The Social, Rolling Stone, and over 17 news outlets.
Wow, The Social.
I've been in Congress and Parliament about digital safety. I have never chosen to become an influencer or do this for profit. I have never made a cent off my work. I don't want any of this, quite frankly. But nobody.
Templar is live talking about you. No, he isn't. He is not live. Thank you. Wow, haha, made you look.
Will stand up for me because I am quite literally the only one of my kind. I'm the only person in this space who doesn't make $20,000 monthly or a salary like that off safety work.
Oh my god, have some fucking humility.
In fact, I make nothing. I'm the only person in this space who has their full name, where they live, and the work they do accountable in public record. I'm the only person who has verifiable evidence of the person who they are. I want to make this super clear. If someone's first and last name is not public info and they recognize it, don't trust them. If someone makes
This is just fucking stupid.
profit off the suffering of children, don't trust them. If
This person is literally mad. Like, it's like bragging, like, I get no viewership. You did try to make YouTube videos. You were just unsuccessful with it. That's not a flex. We know you don't make a profit. Because nobody's fucking watching when you tried. Okay, so I believe you.
someone has a large YouTube channel and possibly goes by a faceless persona, also don't trust them. There is nobody you can trust here but people who are forced to take real accountability about their actions. So no, I am not an anonymous profile in someone's replies. Let's talk about history, because most people do not know how far back this goes.
Grooming and violent content.
I met Parlo almost 5 years ago during the Kilogish situation. I was the first person to expose Kilogish because both he and the victim were my friends at that time. This was the first STAR program removal from buying explicit photos from a 15-year-old. That is the environment we were all in. Before that, Parlo was a troll channel, TTS content and rage bait commentary, Lisa gaming style chaos. He had no accountability then.
What? What is this person just... Huh?
This was the first STAR program removal from buying explicit photos from a 15-year-old. That is the environment we were all in. Before that, Parlo was a troll channel, TTS content and rage bait commentary, Lisa gaming style chaos. He had no accountability then, and still...
What does that line deliver? It just sounds like there's like no... I don't know when a new sentence is like ending or beginning. I don't know like which word is linked to the I mean, it just like... that just didn't make any sense to me.
Mostly doesn't, because the entire space still rewards bad behavior. I understand how we got sucked into it. We were in the same ecosystem. Here's the difference. I walked away. Most people did not.
What?
After the Kaneko Kitten situation, who is my mentor, I left YouTube entirely because I saw how fake the creator scene was.
Yeah, wait, who is Lisa Gaming? Who is Lisa?
People who claimed to support me were covering up actual abuse. So I quit and focused on real safety work.
What safety work have you done, by the way? You keep telling us where you've spoken. What safety work have you done?
In 2019, when I was still a minor, a documentary company called Fathom Films contacted me. I thought it was fake. My mother thought it was fake. Then trucks full of film crews showed up at our house. They filmed for 4 years straight with no scripts. Over 600 hours meant to be made into a miniseries. This documented the first major predator case in Roblox. None of the predators have been arrested yet. In fact, nobody had even been kidnapped by Roblox yet, major on the news.
What did she just say? What? What? Am I like losing it? I feel like none. I feel like half the, like this is like an AI script, and like the AI like fucked up. What? What did she? What did she just say?
This documented the first major predator case in Roblox. None of the predators have been arrested yet. In fact, nobody had even been kidnapped by Roblox yet, major on the news.
What the fuck am I doing, man?
We worked quietly because going public too early would have ruined everything. Dangerous Games released in May of 2025. It was the first documentary that did not push to ban Roblox. It pushed for safeguarding the platform and platforms like it. I went on a national press run across Canada. People finally saw that.
Wait, what is placehold? Placehold. Is this like where? Hold on. What does this mean? I think I'm just being stupid. What is this like? Fathom Film Group. Okay. So this is this person's like magnum opus, the defining moment of their career. What is Fathom Film Group? Fathom is known for award-winning series, and I watch a lot of documentaries. They've gotten Emmy and Oscar nominations. Fearless storytellers. Okay, I want to check this out. Who are these people? I've never heard of them. Whoa. I can't even fathom this. Hot Docs, the Oscar. Okay, let's see. Dangerous. So this was, I guess, one of their more popular documentary. Okay, I want to see. Has anyone watched any of the documentaries on this list? Hack Your Age. Dark Flower. Adventures in Retirement. Artificial Immortality. It's All Gonna Break. Is it supposed... Is this the... Why is the... What is the... Why would you not fit the posters into their respective place? I guess all of them have different... Like, it's cut off at the top here. Whoa. I don't think I was supposed to show that. Welcome to Kafkaville. Wait, which of their documentaries has been nominated for an Oscar? Smart Drugs? Okay, interesting. I guess maybe I haven't heard of any of these because they're Canadian. Maybe, I don't know. Does Fathom Film Group even have a wiki page? Okay, Fathom Entertainment does have a wiki page. Which I guess is like the parent company. Ray Nutt is the CEO. Got it. What kind of fucking like... What is this, dude? Is this like the Arizona State University equivalent of like entertainment companies? Like, the maybe am I even looking at the same? Okay, maybe this is a different company. I don't even know. I honestly, I don't know what's going on here. Anne Shin is the person that made the documentary. What has she done? I mean, hold on, let's look. Okay. I honestly, I don't know what's happening here.
They filmed for 4 years straight with no scripts.
ASU is okay, the cope, dude. The ASU cope. Oh my god, dude.
Over 600 hours.
ASU is the school if you couldn't get it, if you couldn't go anywhere else.
Meant to be made into a mini-series. This documented the first major predator case in Roblox. None of the predators have been arrested yet. In fact, nobody had even been kidnapped by Roblox yet, major on the news. We worked quietly because going public too early would have ruined everything. Dangerous Games released in May of 2025. It was the first documentary that did not push to ban Roblox.
Oh, we just saw this.
Not across Canada. People finally saw that I was doing real behind-the-scenes work. Not drama, not clicks, just safety. Now I need to talk about something people consistently weaponize against me. The PM Damien situation, and how I'm a bad person. People constantly weaponize this against you. I couldn't find anything on any of your past dramas. Like, it literally sounds like it honestly sounds like you're fighting yourself. Bringing it up, even though they never explain it honestly. My reaction to that video.
Oh yeah, wait, I missed it again. Wait, I just want to go back.
Not pushed to ban Roblox. It pushed for safeguarding the platform and platforms like it. I went on a national press, not drama. People call them cystic, not by Roblox yet, major on the news. Predators have been arrested yet. In fact, nobody had even been kidnapped by Roblox yet, major on the news.
True. See, that's a statement I can get behind. Dude, ASU like advertises to California. It's like crazy.
It was not years ago. It was recent. The reason why I
people would rather go to like the fucking like community colleges in California than ASU. And ASU has to ASU is like trying to do this push to get people to go to them instead.
Acted strongly is simple. I'm a grooming survivor. Seeing someone treat that topic like light entertainment hit a trauma trigger. That is the truth. I was frustrated because I've lived through the worst parts of that world. And people seeing me do that made me into the biggest villain on earth. Seeing people turn it into monetizable semantic content makes me sick. Was my wording perfect? Absolutely not. Was it malicious?
So she's still not explaining?
Hit a trauma trigger. Bad person. People keep bringing it up, even though they never explain it honestly. My reaction to that video was not years ago. It was
yeah, true. This is the most like dramatic fucking music ever.
Recent. The reason why I reacted strongly is simple. I'm a grooming survivor. Seeing someone treat that topic like light entertainment hit a trauma trigger. That is the truth.
I am a grooming survivor. Meanwhile, in the background, like fucking like adventure music.
I was frustrated because I've lived through the worst parts of that world. And people seeing me do that made me into the biggest villain on earth. Seeing people turn it into monetizable semantic content makes me sick. Was my wording perfect? Absolutely not. Was it malicious? Absolutely not. It comes from real trauma.
And I still don't know what's happening, dude.
Not from hatred. People take that one reaction and pretend it defines my entire character because they cannot find anything real to attack me on. Here are the facts. I've never groomed anybody. I have never messaged minors inappropriately. I have never taken money from fans or made a cent off this space.
What fans?
You've
never made a cent off the space because you couldn't if you wanted to. There's no viewership there.
Fabricated stories in an attempt of trying.
Are we serious? Dude, what is this now?
trying to have someone against someone.
This is not me, but this is not me. Dude, this is not me.
Never have I uploaded for cases for clout in the recent era or money. And most of all, I have never caused the harm that actual bad actors in this space cause daily. Me saying
What is the like, what is the point of this? You're just assuming everyone knows who the fuck you are.
I found a video disgusting does not make me a bad person. It makes me someone who lived through something horrific and reacted from that place. The reason
Are we serious right now, dude?
why your favorite YouTubers chose to hide this is because they know they aren't me. They know they aren't who I am. They know that every one of them is lying snakes. Every one of them knew the person Parlo was like, and only chose to drop him once they saw how it damaged their public reputation. They would make jokes behind the scenes just
Dude, what is going on? What the fuck is going on, man? I don't even know what the fuck is happening. Dude.
like he did. They would moral grandstand and take the case.
I gotta be honest. I'm not adding the piano music. I only just to add to it. I only added this part, man.
And twist evidence, so police would never be able to get the full story. Most of them actually never contact police at all and have lied about their stories because the case numbers, all of this isn't public. They've painted the stories as false when the law says different. And then they
This part is entirely the original video.
say the law is stupid. This is a case of accountability, which every
True, if I can fucking hear you, I'm sure I take a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of accountability if I can hear what the fuck you're saying.
one and their mom is somehow affected by Parlo in the same way I was. They weren't. These guys clear more than quadruple my salary doing van work, taking advantage of victims. These guys get to say whatever they want. It's somehow right because they have little children following them. For me, this isn't new. Even when it wasn't popular. Even when it wasn't the right thing, I spoke up. They did not. All of a sudden, now they're
This entire fucking video, it's not trying to educate anyone about anything, explaining any situation, pretending like you're addressing some major controversy around your name when nobody knows who the fuck you are. This is all an excuse for you to, like, anyone who does know about some past drama that we still don't even know what that's about because it's so irrelevant. Trying to be like, I'm completely right, like trying to vindicate yourself while simultaneously using this as an opportunity to do like this, like, you know, humble bragging or whatever the fuck, where it's like all these other guys aren't doing the real work. Like, it's bitterness and jealousy that you never got big, you could never make a career out of this, and you're a nobody, right? You're a nobody. The truth of the matter is nobody's life, and maybe on a personal level, maybe you make your mom happy or whatever, but besides that, like, nobody's life has significantly improved because of you. You've never got anyone sent to prison. Nobody really knows what work you're doing. You keep being vague about it. You're not a professional in any of this. You have, like, no claim to authority that allows you to posture in this way. And the only reason you can sit there and make statements about, you know, I'm not profiting off this is because you couldn't profit off of it because you're fucking irrelevant.
victims as grown men and women who make profit off children and suffering. And I want this to be clear. Parlo has taken accountability. He genuinely listened. He understood where he went wrong. He linked real safety resources in his new video that I had recommended him. And he finally understood the points that I've tried to been teaching him and many in this space for years. And I believe that he is redeemable and not a pedophile. He always was. That is why I gave him grace in the first place. But while Parlo grew, other people still try to drag me down.
Bad person? Really? People act like I'm Hitler. Who is acting like this? Nobody knows who you are. You're acting like you're facing some your controversy is so irrelevant, I can't find anything about it. That's how irrelevant it is. People act like I'm literally Hitler. Bro, I've taken more than enough accountability, almost got kicked out of college. Family was called, everything. I have proof of all of this. See here, what have they taken? Bring the doubt, bring it. These are literally schizo ramblings. Using victims for profit, saying racist things. Yeah, they're also fixated on, I'm not a racist and I'm not a pedo. Cool? Cool, I guess? Like, what is that? I don't know if there's any serious party accusing you of that. They kept bringing this up in the convo with Parlo, too. Parlo was accusing them of homophobia, and they're like, that's all you have. I'm not a racist, and I'm not a pedo. Okay? Like, it's very strange that you think that that is, like, something so significant it's worth bragging about. I think that's kind of a red flag. And then pretending like you're totally vindicated. Karma's a bitch. Skeletons can never be hidden. Grown men and women acting like they never knew. Acting like there's some big situation right now that's totally vindicating you. Nobody knows what's happened to you or what you were accused of where you could then be vindicated on it. They're watching you because you're shitting on Parlo who they don't like. They don't know anything about you. Incident number 2, non-emergency police called last... Your proof is that you called the non-emergency police. That's your proof. Non-emergency police call... Your only proof that anything is happening to you is you calling the non-emergency police. That's not proof. This person genuinely might be suffering from persecutory delusions. I'm not sure. Like, we might unironically be dealing with, like, a full-blown schizo. Dickers is claiming he's seen some proof that this might be legit. But honestly, I think he was, like, bullshitting me so he'd have more of an excuse to be sympathetic to her and remove the segment. I don't know where this proof is. You were the call in Dicker's stream, right? Yes, yeah. Where she called in? Yeah.
People call me a bad person, but none of them can name why.
Who is calling you?
I'm not like your favorite YouTubers. I do the work they refuse to do.
How many times are you gonna say this? What work? What work? You're a nobody. I'm a nobody too, but I don't pretend to be something I'm not.
I'm internet enemy, public enemy #1 because
Your internet enemy. This is delusional. This is actually, like, completely fucking delusional. This person is insane. Unironically, this person is fucking insane.
I refuse to let anybody hide the truth. And I do not make money off this.
$2 from Spencer. Catching up. Here's some Australian time zone incentive. Thank you so much. My channel is carried by foreigners. We love the foreigners, man.
I'm not an influencer. I lose money doing this work every year. It is always 1 versus 20.
Get a fuck. If you're at a net loss for money right now, you're just financially irresponsible. You losing money in general is nothing to like. I guess you could say, oh, it comes partially out of your personal because you pay for hotels and stuff. But if those aren't expenses you can afford, focus on work. Focus on, like, work that's actually gonna, like, make you money, and then maybe use, like, be in a stable position before you then go out and try to do this, like, vague work, saving lives or whatever the fuck.
1 person telling the truth versus 20 creators twisting it. None of them tell my full story, so I've had to tell it myself. And let us be real. Your favorite creators are not saints. They
oh my god, your favorite creators. Your favorite creators.
Have lawsuits. They have defamation cases. They have damaged real victims and real investigations. I have never done anything like that because I know the law and understand how sensitive real cases are. People like to attack me because I am not bending over for the YouTube machine. They call me woke. They call me annoying. They call me dramatic.
They call you woke?
But not once have they shown me anything real. My family has received threats because of what has been told about me.
What has been told about you?
I have been harassed for years over a narrative that strips away my actual...
What is the narrative? What the fuck did you do?
Story. I have trauma from what I've lived through. That is not a scandal, that is reality, and I am done letting people twist that.
I'm sure you have trauma. I'm sure the trauma's fractured your fucking psyche, because I have no clue what's going on right now.
So here is the truth. My name is Alex Ferrugia. I'm 21. I'm queer and indigenous. I'm a safety advocate with real work behind me. Never scammed anybody. Never manipulated kids. I have never used safety for profit. And I have never done what these commentators accuse others of doing. I tell the truth when it is not profitable. I tell the truth when it costs me viewers. I tell the truth even when it makes me hatred, because I know
I tell the truth even when it makes me hatred. I'm on the verge of tears, man. The verge of tears.
exactly how it's like to be a child in the space and taken advantage of. Parlo took accountability. I respect that. I believe he can grow. And I would like to believe that this apology is genuine. But I will not let anybody twist who I am or twist who they are because they refuse to learn the actual story.
Who is doing that? It's okay. It's not your fault. I'll be on your side. Parlo should... So it's just going to be mostly about Parlo because people hate him. Sorry, and I respect the work you do, but I think any redemption Parlo does should be offline. He's done... Okay, it's all going to be about Parlo. This lady deserves strong respect. It's all about... Most of this video, she was talking about herself, but... Oh my god, dude. Vincent Martin, man. Vincent Martin. Play the commentary game. Dude, I love this. I love Vinny, bro. Good old Vinny Martin. Classic Vinny Martin. Why expose YouTubers? Can you name the 20 creators who attacked you? If I were to say anything, I couldn't have their support. Probably get more harassment. But everything will come out. We're waiting. What's your opinion on the YouTuber Dickers? I noticed you were on a stream, but he privated the VOD. He's fine. Morale. Dude, Vinny's my top guy. Vinny Martin. Good old, classic Vinny, man. Classic. That's what we used to say back in school. Classic Vinny. But then he got kicked out for groping the Spanish teacher's breast. And then we all stopped talking about Vinny that summer. Where was I? Yes. So apparently the drama we're trying to piece together what it is she's now schizophrenically made 2 videos referencing that nobody's really asking about in the comments because they're all just like too busy hating Parlo. You may be able to forgive people for what they have done to you, but that doesn't mean you'll forget what they did. Forgive them for what? Dude, I saw some, like, drama amongst the neo-Nazi community because people discovered the Gypsy Crusader is a gypsy, I guess. And it's like... Wow, dude. Wow. You just figured this out? You just figured this out. It's not like it's his name or some shit. And the thing about him, too, is you could tell this is a point of, like, huge insecurity for him, despite him making it his name. Because, like, you know how typically he's very, like, confrontational on Omegle or whatever? And, like, insults don't faze him. When people bring up that he isn't white... or that his top guy, Hitler, wouldn't have considered him part of the in-group, he, like, you could tell he actually, like, it's like a knife to his heart. Where was it, dude? His brother came out and, like, shared that he, like, Gypsy Crusader edited, like, part of his, like, he, like, cropped part of his, like, ethnic chart or whatever, so it would only say part of the ethnicity, but it was actually, hold on. Gypsy Crusader, dude, there's like a whole fucking compilation. It's the same thing with it's the same thing with fucking what's his face from the Goyim Defense League. Handsome Truth. He's Mexican.
What? For me it is. Yes. White power.
You're not what?
Okay. What?
You're white.
Hey, you explain what? What do you want me to explain? Oh, you're an
Are
idiot.
you what?
I wish.
You are not the Joker. You're a pedophile who tried.
I don't have, listen, Europe is a beautiful country. It's much better.
Are you white or Hispanic?
No, I'm not Hispanic.
You look like you are.
No, I'm not. Not even.
He's part Hispanic. He's like the only part that isn't, I think, Gypsy is Mexican.
Not even a little.
Are you white? You're Mexican, bro.
Who's Mexican?
You're Hispanic.
I'm
You
not
look Hispanic.
I'm not. Right, they are violent savages. A bunch of us Mexicans, you know what I mean? Like you.
You're not white, brother. Okay. Well, go ahead.
Okay.
What's your ethnicity?
Do you deny?
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Italian, I'm Russian.
He is not Italian. He is not Russian. He's neither of those things.
Eastern Europe.
Those might have been all the places that his like ancestors had moved from into, but he's not like actually ethnically those things.
European, stuff like that.
He's half Mexican, half Indian. Well, the Indian part wouldn't actually be I'm pretty sure it wouldn't actually be like the thing is about, which is the interesting part. I think, sorry, I've been using the term gypsy. The correct term is Romani, or whatever. But the there's an Indian origin amongst Romani people. They about 1,000 years ago, I think it was like 1,000 years ago, they migrated from northern India to Europe. Yeah, it's 14% northern. Oh, there's some southern Indian in there too. But his admixture is just what you would like see from Romani. Anyways. Bit of a tangent there. It's kind of sad because I think that there's a lot of self-hatred amongst somebody like Gypsy Crusader. So, like, it's kind of like a psychological coping mechanism for him to, like, posture himself over someone else that he's calling inferior. So he doesn't have to feel like the inferior that he subconsciously views himself as. Sad stuff. But there's a video explaining the drama that Alex Tanuki was involved in. And it's made by Guamgo, who I've seen a lot of videos from at this point. I'm liking him less and less. Are you going to cover anything interesting? Are you going to, like, comment anything interesting? Like, maybe a funny joke, maybe something of note, something I'd laugh at. We've gotten some good comments tonight. We got good comments yesterday. I actually can't think of a single good thing you've ever commented.
I wasn't really planning on doing another video on this situation for a few days at least, but unfortunately this is one of those videos that I cannot just delay or push back at all. The Schlepp vs Roblox situation has escalated so far that people supporting Schlepp are now attacking creators who tried to spread awareness. This came after a popular Roblox tour community member, Tanuki Alex, made a tweet.
People making these animations treat grooming like... Wait, let's check out this original tweet. When is this from? 2 months ago. Do you think cultures are inferior? Not necessarily. I think it's going to depend on personal preference, right? Wait, this is the original tweet, I guess. People making these animations treat grooming like it's a fucking joke, like some silly game, because basic empathy online is gone. Everything's about hype moments. There's nothing hype about what thousands of kids went through. Try meeting with Interpol and parents saying this platform turned their children into something they couldn't recognize because they were so brainwashed in extremism, being groomed or deeply hurt. Okay, you're not the cool, like, nearing retirement, like, fucking 1970s noir detective. I'm sorry. That's not you. You know the shit I've had to fucking see. Takes a drag from cigarette. God, man, the scum. The scum I have to interact with on a daily fucking basis. That's not you. You turn to a movement to join instead of a cause to fight for. This is exactly what I meant. People want to play the hero instead of facing reality. There is nothing aura about that. There is nothing aura about that. PM Damien is desperate to be included. The loudest voices kids have right now are clowns who preach tisk tisk from their computers. Get off your ass, stop hiding behind weak animations, and actually fight for kids. Then there are the parasites milking video after video, crying, "Oh no, this is so bad." Are you kidding me? The same people plaster red text over thumbnails, but never report anything to the police because it's just like creating a straw man to get mad at. Then there are the parasites. Oh, we already read that. You think this shit is funny because it never happened to you? You think it's funny because you sit with a naive perspective of we can be heroes and pretend there's a one-step solution? No, we can't. If you believe that, you're a fucking idiot. Not everybody who talks about grooming online is planning on single-handedly solving the issue.
Everyone come back. We're having a retrial.
Why are you seriously morally posturing about some shit that was probably made by some actual child? It's cringe. That's all it is. It's nothing worth making an essay about genuinely for trying to fight for kids or this person is not trying to hunt pedos. This is probably made by a literal child. He is literally inserting himself into the community as if he does something. He does not. What have you done? What have you done? I call out this behavior because I am actually going in real life and fighting for the... Who are you Every fucking time they need to insert that they're doing something in real life. What that thing is, I've not been told yet.
tweet completely on the people making these videos about the situation. One of the many people impacted by this was a Roblox animation YouTuber named PM Damien, who was attacked simply for making a video showing the Schlep situation in court. Instead of being met with praise about the cool animation, he was sworn with hate and was accused of only doing it for views. Then another creator named Blockboy12, a literal child, was harassed and doxxed by people simply for supporting Schlep. It got so bad that even Schlep himself had to call it out and tell his own supporters to stop because it was pathetic. In this video, I'm going to go over the entire situation and explain how stupid the situation is, along with how someone known as Harry Twinkle basically this random child's life for supporting Schlep. I spoke about this person before, but that video was falsely taken down due to mass reports. So if you want to help me out with this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and spread the word because this situation has gone way too far. First, I want to speak about the Tanuki Alex tweet because that's what triggered this whole thing. Her tweet basically went after creators who made animations or videos covering the Schlep case, accusing them of treating—
Do not attack Tanuki. She does have bad intentions. This is the problem. She is attempting to feign as some morally virtuous individual so she can humble brag, feel like she's in a position of authority despite her lack of accomplishments. It is all motivated by bitterness and her inferiority complex that other people get attention for this and she doesn't, right? She feels constantly the need to talk about herself and what she has done.
Like a joke and only doing it for hype moments. She specifically called out people like PM Damien, saying he was desperate for attention, that the animations were weak, and that creators making videos were just parasites milking the situation instead of actually helping. But she didn't stop there. In follow-up tweets, she doubled down by saying that people making animations or edits about the situation are just doing it for a performative act to get praise instead of actually caring. She claimed that YouTubers raising awareness are just doing the bare minimum and shouldn't be celebrated at all. Other people jumped in too. A tweet from another person blew up basically saying the same thing, that making edits or animations over something this serious is treating it like a quirky trend instead of actually addressing the real issue of child. He agreed with that and used it to push her point further, saying that
people acting like some fucking like random corny animation is like gonna set their movement back 10,000 years.
Creators aren't learning anything and shouldn't be praised for making awareness video. Instead of encouraging awareness, these tweets framed anyone trying to spread the word as clout chasers, which is exactly what led Schlep supporters to start going after creators even harder. And here's the funny part, even Schlep himself had to step in and respond to this. Schlep said that the video in question wasn't even trying to make Damien look like some kind of hero, it was just spreading awareness. He even pointed out that he's not even being sued by Roblox yet. So the whole idea of it being a clout chase doesn't even make any sense. Schlep said he doesn't mind criticism, but this went way beyond that and it turned into literal harassment and bullying of someone who clearly didn't have any ill intent. And honestly, Schlep is right. Tanuki's take here is just completely ridiculous. She's acting like making an animation or a video trying to raise awareness of something is somehow mocking victims.
It's an excuse for her to morally posture and brag about herself. It's pathetic. I see right through it. Everyone who has like a, you know, everyone who has like a functioning social, like, is at a functioning level of like basic social intelligence, and can like easily see through this. This only works when it's being viewed by like the lowest fucking common denominator.
And in reality, it's quite literally doing the opposite. It's bringing attention to what's actually happening. The video in question was made by PM Damien, and this is someone who has actually gone out of his way to help expose disgusting people like he is not some random clout chaser, he's done real work to make sure that people are safe. So for Tanuki to turn that around and call him desperate for attention or claim he's trying to make himself the hero is just plain stupid. Even other creators like Booshot who—
It's like such a ridiculous lack of self-awareness too, because that criticism is applicable to her, right? This posturing is done to make herself the hero.
I rarely agree with, not gonna lie, spoke up about this, pointing out how people were getting unreasonably mad over a goofy Roblox short. He admitted that the video was cringe and not really his style, but he also said that the creator clearly didn't mean any harm. And he's right, wasting energy writing essays over a corny animation does not do anything at all when there are real issues that need attention. Now, I don't want to sit here and pretend Tanuki Alex hasn't done anything for the Roblox community, because she has. She's attended private meetings on child—
She's attended meetings. She's attended meetings, and then I saw her on the social where she was just explaining stuff that everyone else who's online knows. And it was literally just it was to an audience of like 6 people, 6 boomers. Her entire like purpose there was to explain Roblox to fucking boomers so they could nod their head and be like, wow. She has no like additional knowledge that you or I are lacking in. And if anything, the people she's attacking, ironically enough, have probably brought more attention to this issue than she has. I mean, she's given a presentation at Mohawk College. Is that a good school? Let's see who's come from there. Oh, it's literally, it's just all Canadian people I've never heard of. $10 from How About Nope. Could a non-crazy female commentator do well in this community? I don't think like female commentator. I listen. I'm trying to attack the crazy woman kind of narrative, okay? Because I think that this is like a stereotype that has been used to let bad people get away with bad things. Destiny used it. I remember when Ice Poseidon used it to paint the women they were wronging as if they were insane or like stalkers or whatever. Honestly, like relative to like the size of their existence in my general space, I've seen just as many, if not more, insane men. I'm sure that there are women out there that could be fine commentators. The problem is this just generally doesn't seem a realm where creation would interest a woman, right? Women in general have different preferences than men, engage in different activities than men, and you know, in all honesty, to try to exist as a woman creator in this space would probably just be an uphill battle, right? If I were a woman, I would never be streaming in these parts, right? That's not to discourage any women that do want to give it a shot, but it's just like you would have to be working twice as hard to keep up a good reputation and image. They are not funny, bro. Just say it. I mean, I think most people aren't funny. I have a pretty niche sense of humor. I mean, I guess I have like absurdist humor where a lot of my humor is just like about unexpected things going wrong or whatever the fuck. I think I laugh the hardest when people like make like really bad mistakes in their videos. That's always funny to me. I think my grandma's pretty funny. I think old Jewish women are actually very funny. Okay, I refute that. Psychopathic humor. Okay. Hold on.
Safety, spoke publicly about these issues, and her advocacy has reached over millions of people. Her work has absolutely helped in ways that most people don't even see. But calling out people like PM Damien for what I believe to be the dumbest reason ever, that's where I think you're acting like a really big idiot. Yes, PM Damien—
True, based Guamgo. Most based thing Guamgo has ever said award. Oh wait, I forgot to set goal. Hold on. You guys are insane. We're fucking halfway to Streamly goal already. Super base.
Damien's video was corny, don't get me wrong. It was clearly made for his child audience, but corny doesn't mean malicious. Labeling him as a wannabe hero—
Yeah, it was just like a cringe video. That's really it. It was just like kind of a cringe video.
or acting like he's victims is just a really weird take. It's not malicious, not harmful, and anyone pushing that narrative is acting really stupid. And just to make sure I wasn't speaking for him, I actually reached out to PM Damien directly, and here's what he told me. Corny, I can care less, but thinking that I'm mocking them? I don't know, man. When it comes to videos being slightly bad, people take the hate to another level. They even doxed a kid for making a schlup video when popular creators like Creek
based the Saves Children Award. Okay, that's the part I was told to watch up to. That's about that. For those of you that don't remember yesterday, this person who very clearly had it out for Goat Cato, Lyle Convoy's right hand, I don't know if this person identifies as a woman or not, but his right hand thing, in his server, the Cat's Lair, which essentially is like a recreation of the Senate. I've explained all the Lyle lore, why I hate this person, why I think he's like this fat, insecure loser that that has created like previously this like cultish atmosphere to dunk on like vulnerable people online to feel some sense of like superiority. Somebody that is terrified despite being the master of confrontation, and people are scared to get berated by Lio in the ACC because everyone in the ACC is a fucking idiot, so he's a big deal there. Lio is terrified to talk to me in a conversation because he knows he would get destroyed because I'm better than him in every conceivable metric. And I think he feels threatened by that. But essentially, within his server, with Lio's approval, they arranged this. It was initially intended to be a confrontation of Goat Cato for this old video where she was explaining that there needs to be a nuanced approach to essentially, okay, there was a situation where a 15 or 16-year-old in a Discord server, a 15 or 16-year-old in a Discord server, had found a video by someone in UTTP on YouTube. I don't remember the context how they found the YouTube video, but it was like this hyper distorted video. They didn't know what it was because it was that distorted. They were attempting to make out what it was by tracing out shapes that they might be able to see. And essentially, as two of the members would find out, in the description of the video, there was a link that led to actual CSAM. And the video in question that this 15-year-old had initially sent to the server was this hyper-distorted version of said CSAM that they had then sent unknowingly, not knowing what it was. Now, Lio's server believes it was wrong for Goat Cato to say, well, yeah, we shouldn't just be, like, attacking this from an unnuanced perspective, saying this person is distributing CSAM or whatever. And this fucking Australian-British person was like, well, why do we need nuance? It's fucking sending CSAM. Why do we need an explanation? Who cares why they did it? I'm like, who cares why the 15-year-old? Who cares whether it was intentional or unintentional? Obviously, this is a life-ruining claim to make about somebody. It being unintentional would change the context and the level of moral guilt entirely. And the only reason you would want to admit said context is to ruin a kid's life. Your take would harm children. You want to harm children. Anyways. But, you know, I got the nodding heads of the people in the Cat's Lair who follow Lio unquestionably. I came in, I gave my takes on this, explained why everybody in that call and this entire, like, smear campaign was rooted on the stupidest premise I've ever heard, that realistically would only exist to harm more kids. Yeah, I was just correct. But I find the person that was, their name's Hidden Heroin or something. I go into Ace Space's Discord server to argue with this individual who had made like the big call out space on Goat Cato, thinking they had the upper hand, very giddy, very eager to turn everybody on this person. And they cower like a scared fucking bitch, dude. I always love it when this shit happens. And people think they have the one up and they're gonna like ruin somebody else. And then like it just completely backfires on them and they fucking like they realize just like how fucking worthless they are. Hold on, where is it? I'll share the confrontation. So I essentially asked this person, I essentially entered the space and I asked them, this was an A Spaces Discord server. I ask, very simple question, okay? That question is, why do you believe that we should not view life-ruining allegations against 15-year-olds with nuance and should treat our moral assessment of people accused of CSAM distribution and possession as universal and unwavering, i.e. a 15-year-old with his 15-year-old girlfriend's nudes versus someone like Peter Scully, and actively attack people who seek to view such a consequential situation with nuance? Okay? I think that's pretty clear cut. I think that's built on some legitimate questions and a legitimate argument. And this person was very giddy to go after Goat Cato, and people were shitting on Goat Cato for running from the fucking 1v100 VC, right? All of a sudden, this is hidden heroin, by the way. I am not going to dignify that with a response, bestie. Now, keep in mind, one of her criticisms against Goat Cato was that Goat Cato didn't allow disagreements, which essentially came down to somebody disagreed with Goat Cato in the comments, and Goat Cato explained why they were wrong. So Goat Cato disagreeing with their disagreement somehow is not allowing disagreement. Yet, when I give a perfectly clear argument and question, I'm not going to dignify that with a response. Go make your content with your morals, and I'll make mine with mine. Disagree with me or whatever, that's poggers, I don't care. So just a non-argument. I hate this person. And then we have this section. So then I ask, how much mercury did you... Wait, no, hold on. I cut part of it out. I cut part of it out. That wasn't... Forget my little ad hominem. Forget my little ad hominem. That part's not the important part. I said, makes concise argument, can't respond, will somehow later deny being a stupid bitch that can only be confrontational in settings where she is being backed by 100 retards and degenerates in the server of known child endangerer Thomas Guerra. That, by the way, that's Lyle Convoy, for those of you who don't know. And then I asked the Mercury question. I don't know. Does it bother you that you have to see your parents at every family gathering despite their divorce, since they are siblings and all? What is this Reddit tier fucking insult? Anywho, my words are literally out there. You watched it. Yeah, I saw your words. I think they're fucking stupid. I just provided an argument against them. And you were unable to fucking address it. Because you're like a pathetic excuse for a human being. And then it ends with me asking the question of the hour. Hold on. Surely, since you feel that this matter is pressing enough for assembling a Discord stage of 100+ people and criticize Goat for not allowing disagreement, which he did in fact allow, you'd be willing to call into a stream where you face an opposing viewpoint, right? I've yet to hear a response, and no, I'm not letting up. I am an obsessive freak. So, you will address my argument. I don't plan on stopping. I will force you to address my argument and admit that you harm kids. That you want to harm kids, I should say. You haven't yet. You want to harm kids. You want a child to be unnecessarily given a life-ruining allegation or a life-ruining label when said label is not substantiated by the facts of the situation. I protect the children, Tanuki Alex, okay? I protect the children. Someone from their server did jump in and say, gonna quickly chime in here, that Aiden does have a point. A 15-year-old is still a minor, and while it is a genuinely horrible thing that happened, it's absolutely not okay. It's not as cut and dry as an adult. Well, it's not even that the person is 15. It's that they didn't know that the video they were distributing had a link in the description that led to CSAM. Right? It's like the difference between a waitress serves a drink to a customer that she poisoned, right? And the customer dies, versus, a waitress serving food to a customer that a waitress serving food to a customer that she's poisoned, the customer eats it and he dies, versus the chef poisoning the food, then giving it to the waitress, and she serves it and the customer's died. In both cases are equally as bad because we have a dead man. Nothing changes for his family. Nothing changes for anyone. A person is dead. Nothing is different, right? But in terms of how we're going to view the waitress, in one case, the accusation of being a murderer would be appropriate. In the other, it would not. You know about her Nazi fanfic, right? Who, Hidden Heroine? But yeah, I've been informed that since then, there's been a lot of coping from Thomas's little grooming server. Where is this from? Okay, I don't even know what this is. Just like very generic insults. Fat fetish artist. Oh no, dude. Oh no. Hidden has a Holocaust. Don't you think this would have been worth mentioning like yesterday? Can you send this to me? She has a Holocaust fan fiction. Dude, please send this to me. Send this to me. It's like a dramatic reading. How long is it? I don't have it, sorry. Does anyone have this? Okay, forget it. Forget it. Hey, Aiden, have you ever heard about, like, the greatest piece of content ever? But no, I'm not gonna give it to you. Well, I guess in the meantime, for those of you that don't remember, a long time ago when I was covering Cameron F305 and then Parry was covering it and I was co-hosting a stream segment, somebody came into the comments section claiming to be an ex-friend of Cameron's that had major stuff to expose about him. They called in, they had nothing, and then we later found out that this person was somebody by the name of Scarlet Reaper, who had, unironically, after a ton of allegations, this person had faked their own suicide. And apparently somebody's made a video summarizing their return, I guess.
As we saw in the last...
It's an hour long, forget it. Forget it. I'm just waiting for someone to find the Holocaust fanfic. What is this?
I guess I would like to know what the insinuation was. You know, I don't know if it's what I want people to feel or think. Well, yours, if the genocide,
Oh, this is about this fucking... I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I want this fanfic. I want the fanfic. I'm sorry. I want the fanfic. I want the fanfic. I want the fanfic. Also, what is the point of having spies in everyone's Discord server if nobody's given me any leaks from mentions of my name in the cat's lair in the last 24 hours? What's going on there? Where's this?
So this viral...
Okay, we could check this out. It's by Cam Nuggets, though, so it's going to be insufferable. But it summarizes a recent drama where essentially there was this big discourse over this girl she was a food delivery driver. She was delivering food to a customer's house. The instructions were leave it at the door. The door, I guess, was open when she arrived. And she had left the food, or she was leaving the food at the front door, and then she saw that he was like butt-ass naked, laying on the couch in clear view. He appeared to be sleeping, though, and she videoed it and put it online. Now, there were a lot of lies surrounding this where people were saying that she opened the door. There is no evidence that she did this. Do I think that this was as dramatic as she was saying it was? No. But do I think that she had a right to or should have immediately filmed it and put it online? No, because it is a 50-50 situation for me. There's a chance that this guy is some sort of predator that potentially just like was pretending to be asleep and naked to expose himself to her when she showed up. It is also equally as likely that some drunk/stoner ordered food to his house and then actually passed out naked on his couch. The reason it's not so clear for me is because the couch is off to the left side of the apartment, and you do have to stand at kind of an angle to see him. So if you're walking straight up, you wouldn't see it. So if it was a case of some like drunk dude that like was naked and passed out, then like, I mean, I'm sorry you had to see that, but it's like to then go and film it and put it online, I think is a crazy escalation.
Viral DoorDasher just got arrested on...
She did not there's no evidence she opened the door. There was one video that people were posting that was apparently, it was just like AI generated. There's no evidence that that she opened his door.
On 2 felony charges. This is Olivia Rose Henderson, and on October 12th, 2025, she decided to go up to a man's home and record him with his pants down and then post it on...
See what I mean? That you have to stand at an angle to actually see him naked?
...the internet to claim that she was SA'd, which led to her getting these 2 charges.
I guess maybe not, because if you walk up the front, maybe you can see it.
Charges. Dissemination of surveillance image for the sale and publishing, and unlawful surveillance for amusement and profit. Now, mind you, this entire situation went viral about last month. Basically, this woman went onto the internet to get millions of views, posted...
If he was asleep, how did the door... He could have fallen asleep with the door open.
Now, mind you, this went onto the internet to get millions of views, posted this guy's home with the door cracked, bro sitting there, pants down, you know, she did a little blur action to cover all the bits and whatnot, but then she shared it to the entire internet with the man's name included, claiming that he SA'd her, claiming that he did this on purpose. Mind you, this was a man just kind of chilling in his own home. Bro might have sparked one up, you know what I mean, and just passed out after a long day.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying there's not enough information here to justify doing what she did. If it was the case this guy intentionally flashed her, if it was like a case of some guy in like a public park in like a robe that opens it up to fucking like flash you, then I'm not really gonna care if he gets humiliated. But this one isn't so clear, and this genuinely might have been an accident.
Okay, pants down, things happen. Now, unfortunately, there's only
He
one.
definitely did it. I'm not saying he did it on purpose. I'm defending her and him because I honestly think it could go either way on this one. I don't think that there's enough clear-cut evidence suggesting one side or another. That's the thing, right?
Video from this incident on the internet. It's pretty much been scrubbed from TikTok and whatnot, and I can show it, but I'm gonna have to blur a lot of things out in it.
That's f***ed up.
Dude, what is Cope and Seethe doing? Everything to do with the goat stuff seems insanely retarded and embarrassing for holy fucking fence sit. Holy fence sit. What is this fence sitting? Beckett, this is I defend you, Beckett, time and time again. I defend you, Beckett, time and time again. This is insane fence sitting. These people tried to come out with what they thought was a gotcha to smear Goat Cato, and they literally came out with the most unjustifiable take I've seen in recent time. They want to, like, smear a minor that unintentionally and that unknowingly shared a video that had a link that would lead to CP as, like, an actual distributor of CSAM while arguing that the context shouldn't be brought in, or that this is, like, completely one-sided. The mistake is on one side. This does not look bad for Goat Cato. What is this fence sitting, bro? Usually flashers like to see... Yes, that is a very good point. That is a very good point. Part of the fetish is seeing the reaction on the person's face when you show it to them. Yes, and if he was facing away from the door, he wouldn't be able to see her reaction. That actually is evidence attesting that to it not being intentional if this was an intentional act of flashing. That's true. The gratification comes in seeing the other person's, like, expression when they see your penis. Dude, I'm calling Beckett.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
See, this is why we love this guy, folks. I immediately ask him to call in. No question, just calls in. Listen, man. I saw your tweet about the Goat Cato stuff.
Fuck me, what part of I don't want to get involved, please stop asking about it was unclear about the fucking tweet? My god.
Okay, I'm not asking you to necessarily talk about the underlying situation that led to all of this, but can we just be honest and admit that Goat Cato's take did not warrant this attempted smear job and accusation that she's, like, okay with the distribution of CSAM?
I don't know, I haven't looked into it closely enough. I am completely distancing myself from this. I've seen bits of, like, the stage. I think the stage is retarded. I think there are loads of weird shit on all sides of this. I don't really understand what the fuck is going on with half of it. I've heard, like, 3 different fucking versions of this story as what the hell the take was, what was known, what isn't. And yeah, I have, like, I'm learning all of this against my will, quite frankly.
Well, do you want, like, a 30-second TLDR? Because I'm a neutral, well, I'm not neutral in lives. I didn't know this hidden person beforehand, but I came in And essentially, right, it looks like we have this 15-year-old, or they're either 15 or 16. I heard they were just about to turn to basically 15, right? They come across, I don't remember the details, they come across some YouTube video that's this hyper distorted video where you can't even make out what's going on. They're attempting to, amongst their minor friends in their Discord server, figure out what this video is about. They're like tracing recognizable shapes amongst this severe distortion, and then somebody in the server, or two people in the server, see a link in said video's description, click on it, and realize that it is Daisy's destruction, right? This horrific video. So these minors have now walked into this situation that's way in over their heads. The person, in question, the Cupid ID person that had originally sent the distorted YouTube video, did not know what it was and did not know what the contents of the link in the description
Wait, how did any of them? Okay, pause. How did any of them? Fuck me, I really don't, dude. Okay, how did any of them know it was Daisy's destruction?
Because they clicked on the link in the description, and apparently Cupid ID had was involved in this dice cult shit and had seen the video when they were younger, which is even more degenerate in this story.
Okay, so somebody who claims to have already seen Daisy's destruction posts a blurred, distorted version of Daisy's destruction, and a load of minors end up tracing it. Bro, does this sound like fucking, like, completely mental to you on the face of it?
Oh,
like, just this whole thing.
It is mental.
Like, because I've heard the first thing I heard was like, it was like an inserted still of Daisy's destruction. Then I heard this was posted multiple times. Then I heard that, like, from the, like, blurred video, some other minor found, like, a full version of it. Or some shit, like, bro. And no one can look into this, obviously, because it's fucking Daisy's destruction. I say this with my whole chest. Get the fucking police involved. I mean, what else are you meant to do? Talking about actual, like, confirmed child pornography being shown. I'm not sure why anybody's... I don't know what would possess anyone to talk about the Cupidite stuff at all. Seems like a fucking insane minefield.
To get personally involved, but this is like a situation now that is happening, so I'm going to comment on it when it's like now become a sub drama involving several parties making severe accusations against one another. I think the facts, it seems like the story I've just shared is based on anyone who was in the server at the time or witnessed it or has reiterated this story. This seems to be the narrative of events, and based on that narrative of events, unless somebody is like providing some like refutation to that or wants to dispute.
Okay, because I've heard like multiple different versions from multiple different people.
Well, let's say hypothetically, you've accepted the story in the way I've just told you, which I think is how this hidden heroine person also accepted the story as being, and Goat also accepts the story as being. Let's say we accept that version of events as fact. The 15-year-old in question, Cupid ID, do you think it would be a lie by omission if we were to just refer to this person with the life-ruining, and justifiably so, but life-ruining label of being a CSAM distributor?
I don't know. I mean, what you just told me is somebody who claims to have already seen Daisy's destruction was sharing a blurred version of Daisy's destruction. I don't know, man. This is a fucking minefield. I actually kind of don't want to give a take because, like, this feels like something for the fucking police. I don't know what, like, and also, I don't want to sit here on a stream without any of the facts in front of me. And give any kind of take, because that again feels like a fucking minefield that comes back to bite you.
Well, now I'm saying this is a hypothetical. Now I've just given you. Let's hypothetically pretend like I'm this omnipotent being, and what I've just told you is what's actually happened unquestionably. Okay, hypothetically, would you then think it would be an unfair characterization to, or a lie by omission, to just call this 15-year-old a CSAM distributor?
I don't know. I don't want to give a take based on a hypothetical, Aiden. I really don't. I'm really not trying to dodge here. I'm like already engaging more than I really want to. I really do not want to give even hypothetical takes around this story. Can you respect that?
Okay.
Because I do think it's like I do think this genuinely could be really serious. So I don't want to. I really don't want to treat it as just like, oh, I'll give a hypothetical take to something. I don't want to do that.
True. I'm not even speaking about Cupid ID here. I'm talking about in regards to the accusations made against Goat, right? Based on what she's accepted has happened, to then, for her saying that this is more nuanced, to then go and like claim that that she is a CSAM defender is just like a total smear.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I think that it's a bad take from what I've heard. And it's one of those things where I think from what I've heard, I vaguely line up with Vlad's original take, which is just like, this is a bad take or easy to read in the wrong way or multiple other things. It didn't need to spiral into everything that it has. Right?
Yeah, I don't think her take was bad after watching it. Like,
okay, I mean, again, that's fine. I mean, I'm not sat here being like, yeah, Goat Katu needs to be like set on fire or something, right?
Well, not just set on fire. I just think she was like right, and I think that if anything, if there was someone to blame, if there was someone to set on fire, I think it would be this hidden heroine person. I think this hidden heroine person. I think her take. Actually, it would just be attempting to harm a minor, right? Because this is a light. We can accept that being labeled as a CSAM.
I mean, I haven't seen the whole of this.
Fair
stage.
enough.
I basically saw the stage and was like, "This is fucking retarded." I've said this to somebody else. I think that a stage is fundamentally different to a stream. People can disagree with this, but I think if Hidden had done a stream, the context would be very different. Stages tend to be things you do directly to a very closed community, as opposed to a stream which is just put out there on the internet as a take as a commentator. Do you agree with that?
That they're different? Yeah, I agree. Sorry. I was reading a chat for the first part of what you said. I agree. The second point, that why the two are different, I can agree with. But that was to prove what?
Sorry, restate that question. You interrupted yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. For the first part, what you're saying, admittedly, my bad, I zoned out there. The second part, in regards to what you're saying on a stage versus a stream being a more solidified take versus the other one being a message given to like a niche.
Yeah,
community.
I think doing it as a stage is retarded. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've said that to somebody else today.
Got it.
I think like fundamentally a stage changes the context and connotation.
Well, yeah, but it's not even the medium that's in dispute. I think her like refutation of Goat's take was like laughably absurd, and I think entirely built off. It was unironically one of the most bad faith analysis of anyone's takes ever that I've ever seen. She just like assumes Goat is like making arguments that clearly aren't there, actively twisting it to like be the worst possible version at points when like Goat is like making certain like, you know, autistic noises or whatever. She's like, does anyone else feel like Goat is trying to like overwhelm the viewer to get them to buy into what she's saying or whatever? Like, it sounds like unironically like completely schizo.
Yeah, I think, okay, so again, I think I haven't seen the whole stage, so I'm coming from a position of ignorance. And I think this is why streams are fundamentally different, right? Like, I think when you're doing it as a stage, you're up there, you don't get the same sort of chat feedback. You're not live, you don't have the same feelings. And I think that I think that can affect how a take looks. I think it's much more captive. And this is
she admits,
just let me finish.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I think that doing something as a stage basically puts you in a position where you end up saying crazy shit that's overreach. Like what you're describing to me, I'd agree, like hypothetically, because again, I haven't seen it. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. Sure. I think that it's clearly overreach, but in the same way that like plenty of people on streams will do that kind of overreach, right? And then you're dealing with chat feedback. I mean, I'm saying this from a position of ignorance. I disagree with doing the stage, right?
Yeah, I think
so. That's my position there.
But also it sounds like you're saying like some of these bad takes can be like attributed to the medium in which this message was conveyed, it being a stage. But I think in your defense, you did not watch it. But this hidden heroine person admitted to. Also, somebody in chat is saying Goat Kato wants in. If you want in, Goat, damn it. But this fucking hidden heroine person was essentially saying, in advance, they were actually like they'd been shopping this around for weeks. Like this had been like a
I heard something. I heard like I saw some DMs come out. I think Leia something tweeted them, where it was like this was found and then got shopped around or like spread. I mean, the first I heard about this was a couple of days ago, I guess. when all this was kind of kicking off. And the first I really knew about it was Goat basically leaving everyone's communities and then running around. So, like, again, I've got criticisms for Goat here. I don't really understand why this has spiraled the way it has, because my understanding is that there was a Google Doc. Goat was informed about the Google Doc by Vlad, who was like, it's a shitter doc. Goat left all the communities, and there was like, I'm being burned by people. Assumed that there was going to be some sort of accountability call. There have been no accountability calls since the last one in Catslayer. And then this stage happened, which is fucking retarded. But I think Lyo wanted to have a talk to Goat Kadu because they've been friendly, and he wanted to know what the fuck was going on. That's my understanding of the situation. So my question is, why the fuck is this spiraled to Goat Kadu leaving a load of communities? I've heard claims about Ace and people in Ace's server asking him about his takes. I've actually seen some of his takes. He doesn't seem to have said anything along the same lines about this story a couple of months ago. So I don't really know where that's come from.
So I haven't seen, to be fair with you, I haven't seen much of, because I heard like Goat was like responding to this in service of, I haven't seen like the aspects, I haven't seen like some of these responses or post accusations, but what I will say is if we're going to offer charitability to one side over the fact that this was occurring in a Discord space, despite the fact that, you know, in my opinion, any like factors that would contribute to their bad takes that would be found in it being a Discord space versus a live stream would kind of be mitigated by them admittedly doing like prior shopping around of these takes. If we're gonna offer charitability there, I think Goat having an emotional and maybe like disproportionate reaction to this would actually be like justified based on the circumstances, as essentially she's being smeared by a group that of people she did like respect and value the opinions of as like a literal CSAM like apologist, which is completely
Yeah, I mean, again, I haven't come in and called Goat a CSAM apologist or anything. But like from my perspective, okay, can you see my perspective of the fact that Goat just leaves loads of communities, doesn't talk to anybody, and then the next I hear is just this massive explosion of everyone trying to gut each other, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then a load of people asking me my opinion on a story I know nothing about.
I guess kind of. But I feel like there's like, I don't know. I feel like there's like enough details here to understand that there was essentially this coordinated like smear campaign against somebody. And I don't have like direct proof substantiating how much.
Well, okay, when we say there's a coordinated smear campaign against somebody, what are we actually talking about here? Because again, like I didn't hear anything about this.
We're talking about a plan to misrepresent the publicly iterated statements of Goat Kadu in this prior live stream as somehow a defensive CSAM in this Discord space of 100 people, which had been planned and shopped around and therefore involving several different drama YouTubers and people in the community. I don't know what the accusations are about.
Who are these drama YouTubers and people in the community?
I don't know. Heroin didn't specify. But she admitted to that, right? So that would involve several people.
Well, yeah, sure. It's just that nobody I know has heard about it. And again, it's one of those things.
I'm not
where
accusing
I'm
anyone.
not okay. So just yeah, sure. To be clear, I've already said the stage is retarded. I think if you want me to go further than that, I'm happy to. It seems like Hidden has like a agenda here, and dislikes Goat off the bat, but that spiraled into there's a conspiracy against Goat Kadu, which I haven't seen and know nothing about. So it's like because when people have come to ask me about this over the last like couple of days, they're like, well, what's going on with this? And I'm like, well, I barely fucking know.
Well, are you planning? Like, I guess are you planning on looking into it at some point? Because it seems like you're
no, because I mean, I'll say to you what I've said to everyone else. Because the base claims tie in with the Cupidite stuff, and I am uncomfortable I'm uncomfortable covering minors anyway. I don't cover minors on my channel. If you are under 18, I will not cover Drober on you. That's been my stated standard for fucking like years now. So it's already a story I wouldn't talk about. It's also a story involving child porn, like actual full-on. This is definitely illegal child porn. I don't want to be involved in. I don't want to be near that. So that's where I sit with this.
I mean, nobody's asking you to stream the child porn. I mean, I guess I don't know too much. I haven't watched a lot of your prior stuff.
I don't want to get involved in talking about it. And again, it involves ending up talking about because like Goat Kadu has shared the doc on these minors. I don't want to start looking at a doc involving these minors. I've heard little things about what's in that doc, and again, it's stuff that I don't want to be looking at. I have no interest in, and I don't feel like I can be informed enough on the base stuff of what's going on to get involved. And with the Goat Katu stuff itself, I feel like this is fairly retarded, and beyond saying everyone involved is retarded, that's pretty much where I'm.
Do you understand that comes off as like more Fen City though? Like you have to understand like that. Like
no, I'm saying no, I don't think so. I'm saying Heroine's retarded for doing a stage. I'm saying that it seems biased.
It seems like the retardation is disproportionately on one side.
Well, I mean, I've said that I think the way that.
Hold on, go once in. How?
No, just very quickly before you go.
Yeah, no problem.
How's the retardation disproportionately on one side? I've offered massively more criticism to Hidden, I think, than I have to Goat in any of this.
No, I'm saying the facts of the matter is disproportionate on one side, and it seems like you agree with that. If you're saying your criticism is more in line with Hidden, it seems like we agree the retardation is more on one side, which then I feel like not acknowledging that would be making it seem like the dissemination of blame and retardation is equivalent here, which I don't think it is, and doesn't seem like you think it is either, since I think you just admitted your criticism was more towards Hidden.
Well, I think I've got some serious criticisms towards Hidden, but also at the same time, I haven't really seen evidence of Lyo just trying to like set up accountability calls and like burn Goat. That I just haven't seen evidence of that. I've seen out of context clips, but Hidden's the one running that stage and was the one shopping this around. Vlad, as far as I can see, was forewarning Goat Katu, and Goat then jumped from a load of communities and didn't talk to anyone, which it kind of puts in a weird position of like, well, why the fuck didn't you just talk to anyone? Like Goat has lines to multiple people, and now I'm just like, well, what the fuck is going on? And do I want to get involved in what looks like a weird little fucking personal drama between Goat Katu and Hidden and other people who are getting dragged into it? And I'm just like, that seems like stuff I don't want to get in the middle of. It's a lot of unpicking people's random actions, and then you have to go through people's DMs. Now, I will say this for the like DMs that Leia Something put out. Apparently, there's a clip, because I did go and ask Lyo about them, and he said he'd consider releasing them. So we'll see what's in the full conversation, and maybe that will change my position.
Okay, well, I will.
You can add Goat.
Well, I found out I can't. You have to accept my friend request on Discord, Goat Cat, unless Beckett has you added.
I don't think I've got added.
What are these Leia Something DMs you're not talking? I haven't even gotten that far yet.
But I just hold on. Let me find them. I'll send them to you.
Yeah, I just. But I also want to kind of dispute the narrative that I don't even know if this involves that much engagement with like the base drama, because I feel like you don't even need to give your take on that. You could just look at Goat's take, and then
I just want to be far away from it. Like purely, I just want to be far away from the Cube Tight stuff. I think it is a toxic landmine.
I guess basically. I don't even know why you'd make a tweet at all.
Mostly because it's Conspiracy Lima, and I tend to respond to Conspiracy Lima.
I know who they are. They own you, dude. Hold on. Because Beckett actually doesn't know who Conspiracy Lima is. It's crazy. All right, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
So you want to know the context behind everything, why I left, how this entire thing happened? Because I can give you it. Because honestly, I was just as confused as you are, right?
Okay, can you give me 1 second just to respond to a message? It has nothing to do with this, but I am trying to set up interviews for another project I'm doing. So give me 1 second, because I need to respond to this quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, so
well,
nice weather we're having, guys.
Sorry, I'm cocking your contact. Okay, you can go now. Yes. Okay, cool. Right.
So 1 second, my cat's being like a fat retarded fuck. Hold on. Oh, okay, there she goes. Do you mind if I forward you my conversation with Gilded Pooh? So you can read this yourself.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
Can we Can we not have it up on stream? Is that all right? Can I just say? I know that's going to be a pain for.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this might have been released already, but like, let me just have a look through quickly.
Yeah, it's just so you have context for what was discussed and what was told to me about it.
Okay. That one. Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of my take is lined up with Vlad's anyway. But
yeah. This entire thing just seemed unnecessary, honestly. And here's where I'm confused, right? Because Laya was my friend during this, but in the stage call, if you ever do look at that, right, he says that he's been looking into this for a little bit over a week and he was taking his time. Yet the entire week that they were looking into this, I had no idea that they were looking into this. I was not notified. I was not asked. Nobody came to me from my side. And I'm going to be real with you, Beckett. I had been planning on leaving this community for the past 2 months. I've been on break from streaming. I haven't really been as active all that much in general, really. And so I didn't know any of this was coming. I decided to leave. Then less than 24 hours later, I found out through Malcolm's community that they're hosting a stage call about me, about my Cupid ID live stream that I took down months ago, that was from 6 months ago. And I want to let you know, and I want to let Aiden know this too, right? Laya knows about my intentions. Maybe he didn't know about the, the original situation, but I have told him before about how I worry for all of these kids and how they're like slandering each other with, honestly, life-ruining allegations. And they have been for the past year. But I stepped out. I apologized, 2-3 months ago to the people that I covered because I was like, hey, I really just wanted to help, but I realized that, I don't want my audience going after you or antagonizing you. So, and also I want to note that 6 months ago, I actually stated that I would not be covering minor drama on my channel anymore because there was this stream and then there was another stream that got completely fucking warped by the minors in question. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking stay out of it.
Okay. Would you agree that this was a retarded thing to cover?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes. I shouldn't have gotten fucking involved.
I feel like this is like a non-criticism though. I feel like it's like a total non-criticism.
No, I just want to establish a baseline of where is with that. That's fine. That's
the reason why I got involved, right? Is because these are life-ruining allegations. This entire situation has stemmed so out of control that they got kicked out of their school. The accusers and the accused have been doxxed by the UTTP, blackmailed with their nudes and personal information, and they are still going at each other's throats. Now, am I stepping in anymore? No, but it's not just retarded. Yeah, you can say it's stupid. Yeah, you can say it's dumb. But for 16-year-olds to be going at each other the way that they have been, that is why I was concerned. That is why I stepped in. And with this initial situation, which I can show you all of the receipts later, right? Because she likes to flip-flop about it for some fucking reason with her intentions about this. She decided to run with the narrative that I was defending the distribution of child pornography and that I said that it's okay as long as you're a minor. And she tried to say that I was calculated with this entire thing, which is absolutely fucking retarded in and of itself. And had she have come to me for the past week that they had been looking into this, I could have told them. But here's also the issue. And I'll show you if you want the receipts. All right, I gotta go digging for it. There is something that I was sent from Cat Slayer, right? Where Hidden was like, well, realistically, guys, what would a call change? I mean, I reviewed this with 15 other people, and we all came to the same conclusion that GoCata was defending and sweeping for CSAM material being distributed to kids, which is not what I was saying. Back then, all that we had to go off of was the video itself. And I had questions. I was like, okay, well, it's not normal for a 15-year-old at the time, allegedly, to be sending Daisy's destruction. And the thing is, They claim that they did their research, but they did not see the recent document that came out in which Cupidity actually listed all of the allegations presented about them. And at the very top, because it was the most damning thing against them that people were trying to say, was clearing up this incident and what had happened, and that it was not as malicious as people had made it out to be. And I tried to make an argument for that, right? And that got twisted by Hidden, while Lio, mind you, Lio was on the stage with all this, while, you know, and like I said, Lio was my fucking friend. So to find out that he just went along with all of this and was like, well, is Hidden really wrong though? Well, is Hidden really wrong though? When they're blatantly twisting the narrative and slandering me to not only be a, CSAM defender, but an anti-Semite, saying that I don't deserve to have my platform, or I should leave my platform, and that I shouldn't be around children, and all of this other shit. And may I add that the people in his server have been encouraging me to kill myself over a blatantly false narrative. I don't fuck with that, and I will never talk to them again. And now, magically, that this has all gone kind of mainstream, they're like, oh, well, we're willing to talk to you still. I don't want to talk to these fuckers. If Lai was truly my friend, he wouldn't have done this. And I don't care where you stand with him. You can think whatever, right? But I am pretty fucking upset because being labeled as a CSAM defender, would you like being called that by Lio? Would you genuinely, and I'm not trying to get at you here, I'm just presenting a hypothetical. Let's say
I've said the position is retarded. Like I've said the claim is retarded. I think it was just like
well,
I think it's
weird content.
I think it's even more than that. I think it's a lie. I think it's just like a lie, because like this is off of a now publicly available, or at the time publicly available stream. I honestly don't even think these people are that stupid. I think that to claim that
I was about to
off
say,
what you're watching is just an outright lie.
Lio is in the commentary community. What do we do when we look at videos? We analyze the information and the arguments presented, and we think logically and rationally about that. Hidden was not doing that. Hidden went in with a false narrative off the bat. Lio agreed and nodded on with it, despite listening to what I had to say and what Hidden had to say. And I don't fuck with that.
Hold on. But what I don't understand.
I apologize, like, if my tone is really aggressive here, but I really don't.
Yeah, like it's fine. It's fine. I'm just like, again, I'm mostly just confused as how we've like hit this point, right?
I don't know either.
Hidden.
Okay.
That's how we hit this point. Hidden.
Okay, so like the stage seems to have been. Again, I don't know enough about the timeline here of like whether the stage was planned or not. How involved, like, well, my question is, if Lio was going to talk to you and you were talking to Vlad, why did you stop talking to people like Vlad? Who seems from those DMs to be on your side?
Okay, so I mean this respectfully. Did you not hear where I said that I had been planning to leave this community for 2 months? Do you want me to show you my cutoff messages, actually? Because it had nothing to do with that document. Yeah, and I have actually vented. No. Listen, listen. Let me finish, okay? Let me finish because I have a lot to say. All right. I'm sorry if I'm being spicy about this, right? But
I can't ask you a question about the thing that we're trying to talk about. I'm trying to understand.
But I'm
again. You're saying you want to leave. That's fine. But
yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. Can you let me finish?
Right. Okay.
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 Yes. Okay. So like I said, I've been planning to leave for 2 months now. I have actually had calls with Lio where I vented about people speculating about me and making all these insane assumptions about me, both in and outside of the community. I have talked about this with multiple people. Some of the people in Aiden's chat right now can also confirm because they are my friends, and I told them about how bad it was getting to me. I did not leave because, some shitter posted a document on me. I didn't care about that. I didn't see any of this coming. I decided it was finally time because I got closure with somebody who I had retarded fucking shitter beef with at the start of this year, which I'm sure you heard about, right? You remember the Shiester shit? We reconnected. We apologized to each other for the issues that we had within our friendship. And after getting that closure, I was like, okay, I think I'm finally ready to leave the ACC. I've been talking about leaving it for 2 months. So here we are. And I left. I left a bunch of servers. I left your server. I left Falgies. I left A-Spaces. I left a lot of people's servers. I cut a lot of people off. It was not just Gilded and Lio specifically. I cut Shiester off. this was something that was a long time coming. Now, what I didn't know about was the fact that, like I said, Lio and Hidden and the rest, apparently 15 other people, from what I was told based off of a screenshot, that 15 other people had reviewed this and come to the same conclusion. See, I'm confused here, right? Because how was I supposed to know that this was coming? And how can people sit here and claim that I was running from it when I didn't know this was going to happen? And the only way I even found out that they were making a stage call about me because they couldn't get me into one of those fucking calls with Lio and his staff team, which Lio was the one who suggested a call. You should go talk to, you know, I'm not going to name names because I'm not going to be like that, right? But Lio was the one who suggested a call with me and him and the staff members in Catslayer. I had no idea this was coming. I did not run because, oh no, they're going to talk about me, blah, blah, blah. I left for mental health reasons. And then 24 hours later to find out that they're hosting a stage about me that I didn't know was going to fucking happen. I didn't see any of this. And Lio, somebody who claimed to care about my mental health and claimed to care about like all of these issues and shit like that. Lio, who was in commentary and should have, you know, the basic reasoning of, hey, let's listen to this, listen to the conclusions and like the arguments being made, and let's think rationally about this. Nope. He just nodded along. And agreed with fucking Hidden about a blatantly false narrative. Yeah, go ahead.
So the Lio asking you to get into a staff call. How many staff does he have, out of curiosity? Do you know?
Let me show you. I actually got sent. Let me see.
Because I don't know. I just want to make sure this isn't an accountability call, because I've been told those weren't happening anymore by a good British friend of mine. I don't know. Forget the guy's name.
No, accountability calls, like when we're talking about like a Senate accountability call, what we're talking about is like a peanut gallery call. So that's like would be a stage where like loads of people are watching either through stream or through like Discord, and then going like you've got a peanut gallery as you get berated. That's what we talk about when we talk about accountability calls, not like a call to find out what the fuck is going on.
But, okay. They wanted to hold me accountable for a blatantly false narrative that they did not do their due diligence in actually researching shit about. They wanted me to hold myself accountable and hold me accountable for bullshit, Beckett. I'm trying to make you understand. None of this is okay at all.
But one of the problems is I don't know. Well, okay, I came into this going, most of what I'm learning is like kind of against my will, and people asking me about shit that I'm not involved in, haven't really been involved in. And like
it's because you're associated with Lio Convoy and they expect you to speak up about it instead of being, I don't know, friends.
Yeah, and I literally cannot do that because I don't know what the fuck is going on. So if you're asking me about like but again, I've got your take on this. Whereas
yes,
my question is like, okay, so Lio wanted to have a call with you. I think I've heard some stuff about you being involved with Frick, which is another thing that I heard.
Oh my God, who cares, bro? Who fucking cares, bro? I'm not being mad at you. I'm just mad at the notion, bro.
But they fucking care. And then you're asking me about the details of a story that I don't really know what the fuck is going on.
Do you have the message where he asked you to get into that call, by the way, Goat?
What'd you say? Sorry.
When Lio said he wanted to have a call with you and some of the moderators in the Cat's Lair, was that in the form of a message that he asked you, or?
No. That was something that was forwarded to me after they had the stage call and shit like that. Now I don't know who sent it, but it was in Leia Something's tweet, and I sent them that, and I was like, hey, so this was actually supposed to be a call, not just a stage. They hosted the stage because they quote unquote couldn't reach out to me, and they quote unquote didn't want to respect my boundary of cutting them off, but they were fully willing to still not at least ask me for my side before slandering me to an audience of 160
people. Can you show me those DMs?
They're on
DMs, bro. It's not a DM. I'm just gonna send you Leia's tweet. I fucking gave her this shit. This was what was sent to me, okay? So, Lio said we should have a call with Goat, which was agreed by the staff team. He was supposed to either contact Goat on Saturday or Sunday. Early Saturday, Lio noticed that Goat had left the server and unfriended him, making said communication impossible to do so. Which, by the way, he still follows me on Twitter. So does Hidden Heroine. They could have DM'd me on that. We also had a mutual friend at the time named Junkfish. So that's cool. Plus, I believe so, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Lio. In the last message Goat sent, I believe they stated they no longer wish to be involved with the SEC and cut contact. Which, yeah, I get it, right? But that does not give you the right to push a blatantly false fucking narrative about me without at least doing your due diligence to actually ask me about my side. And I don't fuck with that.
Is last thing in chat, Leia, can you reveal who this person is? I feel like...
Yeah, I'd be interested to see the rest of this fucking conversation.
I believe...
Because
I was the one who sent Leia these screenshots, right? And I was like, hey, so from what I was told, like I said, I don't know like where these DMs came from. Apparently it was in their fucking Cat Slayer server, so maybe somebody should go look for that, right? That's what was told to me.
My guy on the inside... You can do something very useful for me right now. You know who you are. You know who you are. I got spies everywhere. Yeah, it's apparently very... Lio doesn't want you to know the creepy things he's doing, so it's very hard to get in there. Just in case anyone had any interest in joining. But Beckett, if we're to assume that this source is correct, what do you think? You know Lio, you know the guy. What did you think? How did you think Lio intended for this supposed call to be with the administration of the server? Just want to figure out what's going on.
So Lio had calls with like a few people that are never made public when he's trying to figure out what's going on with something. I don't know how much information was shared or what people's takes were. It wasn't Lio running the stage. It's Hidden. This is Hidden's information.
Yeah, but Lio said he's been looking into this for a week, while Hidden has also admittedly been doing so and shopping it around to 15 people. I think you could probably infer Lio had involvement with the preparation for this.
I mean, again, like it's one of those.
I had been looking into this for a little over a week, and I was taking my time with it. End quote. From that stage call. I really suggest you look into this because I'm gonna be for real. I don't appreciate people calling for my fucking suicide and slandering me, blatantly slandering me over something I did not say. I do not appreciate Hidden putting words into my mouth that simply never came out. I never defended anything. In fact, I said that what Daisy sent was bad, but it was not as cut and dry as everyone, which unfortunately, given the fact that Hidden's 27 or 28 years old, that they're just going along with what a stupid fucking 16-year-old is saying about another kid. This is all so fucking childish. And like I said, we're in commentary. I expected better. And I will never fucking talk to Lio or any single one of his associates again. God help me. Because this is fucking retarded. Oh, I'm your friend. I care about your mental... I care about your mental health, Goat Cattle. But after you cut me off and a bunch of other people off to protect your mental health, I'm fully going to be willing to help Hidden Heroine host a stage where they're calling you a CSAM defender, an anti-Semite, and saying that you don't deserve to have a platform and you shouldn't be around children. And then his community, and him being perfectly fine with this, by the way, calling for my suicide. I care about your mental health.
Okay. I mean, holy shit. Look, I'm gonna hold on. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
First, let's just take this in pieces, because again, Aiden asked me to come on. I literally just said from the very start of this, I know very little of what's going on.
But you don't intend to
I'm
look into it either.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the same time, can I just...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. It's just a comment.
So let's just take these at points. The whole calling for death thing. I get that that's upset you, but I'm going to side with kind of my general takes here. I just don't care about the kill yourself memes. I just don't. It's not tugging at the heartstrings.
I don't expect.
No, let me finish. Hold on. I feel like I'd let you speak a lot. If you want to lead the community or stuff, that's absolutely fine. I've just said to you, I think the stage is fucking retarded, and I haven't even seen all of it. I'm not even fucking disagreeing with you, Goat. Okay?
I know. I'm just saying you should probably look into it, bro. I'm saying why I'm upset. I'm saying what happened.
This feels very much like interpersonal community drama that I just don't want to be fucking involved in. The stuff that came through to me was... Oh my fucking god. The stuff that came through to me was stuff about Ace getting dragged in and things. I've just told people to chill the fuck out for 2 days. I just I don't know what people want from me. Like, I'm sat here saying the stage is retarded, that I don't think that it's fair to call Goat Katu like a fucking CSA defender, and that she probably just either should have told people to fuck off or had a conversation with somebody. And if Lyle was planning to do a fucking accountability call, he's a fucking retard for doing that. And yes, that would be going back to his old ways. But all I've got is one out of context DM, and I'm sat here going, please, can somebody send me the rest of this DM conversation?
You know what, Beckett?
Like,
you know what, Beckett? I'll tell you. Yeah, I can tell you exactly what I want. Okay. I don't want you to make a video on this. I don't want you to do a stream on this. I don't expect you to. I don't expect you to. I don't even need the words Cupidity to leave your mouth. Okay. What I want is for you, maybe for your own personal amusement, I don't know, to actually watch the call that they do. Just in isolation, the stage. There's a recording of it. If you need it, I could send it to you. It's about an hour, 2 times speed it, 30 minutes, right? I want you to watch it, and then I want you to admit that Hidden Heroine is a liar. And then I also want you to admit that because she refuses to debate me on this, she's a pussy.
Okay, well, look, I mean, again, I don't think these are out there takes. If people make takes publicly, they should debate them, obviously. And secondly, with the stage, I think hosting it as a stage anyway is retarded. I don't know what the fucking claims are. Sure, I'll have a watch. I do think people should chill. I really don't think this. Again, I'm confused as how this has burst into this huge fucking drama. I'm not fence sitting. I'm calling Hidden retarded for the stage, but also like I'm not going to pretend like I fully understand half this shit or why anyone got involved in it in the first place. That's very much how I feel about it. And again, you asked me to come on a story that I barely know anything about, and I pick up the phone. Right?
Look, I saw you make a tweet about it. You're saying both sides are retarded. Okay, I thought you might have known a little bit more about it. I respect your willingness to come on. But I don't necessarily believe that you need to get involved with.
I would like to see the rest of this fucking conversation.
Yeah.
Because like the question I have is this a, like Lyle doing, we need an accountability call for Goat Katu, or is this a what the fuck is going on call? Because if it is a what the fuck is going on call, and WildGoat is saying, I was planning to leave the community anyway, which is absolutely fucking fine, Goat is leaving the community just as a Google Doc and accusations against her drop, so it is not unreasonable for anyone to jump to the conclusion that she is leaving the community due to that. That's not a crazy fucking leap. That, like, regardless of Goat's previous intentions, that's what it looks like. So, like, that's obviously how people are going to read it. So, yes, I want to see the rest of this conversation and what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I think,
like with this.
I think you have an out on this because you haven't watched the call. But then I think there's no room for any of that like nuance or middle ground. As soon as you see this call, which is what I want you to do, and when you see it, let me know when you see it. And what I am expecting is, holy fuck, you were right. Hidden Heroine is deranged.
Who's the information holder here? Well, again, like again, I'm not disagreeing with you, right?
The argument
because like if half of what you said about the Hidden stuff is accurate, then yes, Hidden is lying and retarded, right? Like it's a case where having a take like this is a bad fucking take. Some of that comes down to like some of like questions I've heard about how much Goat Katu knew and the allegations of sweeping there, which I don't know and don't think I can ever accurately assess because I don't want to look at the story. But yes, calling Goat a CSM defender, from what I've seen, doesn't seem like a particularly accurate thing to say. And if Goat is not covering this content anymore, yeah, it looks a little bit like a fucking hatchet job, sure.
Yeah, well, and I think...
oh my fucking god, watch it. I literally came into this saying I hadn't seen it yet. What the fuck do you want from me?
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Dude,
I'll send it to you. You
send
give
it
it a watch.
to me. Fuck me.
And I think that your mind will be changed. I just want... Is it true that when asked to have an opinion about the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, your position was that war is bad?
No, that's not true at all.
Being told this by several sources.
Okay, well, they're retarded. My position is Russia is an invading force and should be aggressively fought.
Okay. Just tell
and actually, I think my position was that NATO should get involved and it should become an actual war if necessary to defend the sovereignty of Ukraine.
Got it.
That's been my take all the way through this.
But I'm gonna send you this call. I have to ask you though. I'm being told there's some fan fiction written by this hidden individual that you might know something about.
Yes, yes, the Nazi fucking X-Men fanfiction.
I'm apparently being told the X-Men part was like a post hoc hope.
No, it's fairly intrinsic. Basically, Hidden wrote a fan fiction where the insert character was like a nurse at like a concentration camp who helped Magneto escape as a child, and then she got brainwashed and then ended up evil. If I remember correctly. I think I've got an excerpt snippet of it somewhere. I'd have to go and dig it up.
Yeah, if you could find that, would be great. Nobody can find this fanfic. I've heard a lot of stuff about it.
Okay. Yeah. So there's that one. I mean, did you want to discuss the shotgun call? You messaged me about that the other day.
I heard something about that. I didn't know if there was... I was hearing rumors about it, but I didn't know what the deal was with that. But I heard there was like a call where somebody in a VC with Lio and his people ultimately ended up like threatening his life with a shotgun.
Yes, yeah, that's... I don't know whether it was a shotgun, it may have been a handgun, but yes, that is true. But it was an accountability call. I can give you like the full rundown if you like. Basically, one of Lio's like fucking adopted children kitten people, I think her name's Jalen, it's been a fucking while, had like was dating some guy, and she has like her own history of like dating like random fucking people from the community. And this guy was having a conversation about apparently how he was a Marine. Somebody else in the call, who's a Marine, basically called him out for false valor and said, "You don't sound like a Marine. This all sounds like bullshit." He then like freaks the fuck out, leaves the call, and then comes back with a gun and threatens to like kill himself. The call like freaks out and basically calls like a wellness check on him, and then sits and call with him, waiting for the authorities to arrive because he's like threatening to kill himself. That's it. No one has a copy of it. I have tried for years to get a copy of it. Apparently, it doesn't fucking exist.
That's like me trying to find this fan fiction. It's the same there. If you have, it would be very helpful if you have this excerpt. Okay.
Let me see what I can do. Give me 1 second.
All right.
Let me see if I can find something from ages ago, because it was dude, there was definitely... I definitely had it. Okay, I think it's her. I found the demon fanfic. Oh fuck!
What's
I found
the
demon fanfic. No one talks about the demon fanfic. Hold on, let me just copy a few things. Give me a second. I need a second place to put these for a second. So let me move that there. That's the demon fanfic. Let me see if I can find the fucking Nazi one.
Interesting. This person
right,
have a big history of fanfics.
Well, Hidden used to run like a load of roleplay accounts and stuff. So
I'm sure we're gonna find a lot of embarrassing details about this person's history and our icy stalker operations.
I mean, I already dug up so much stuff about Hidden last year.
Fair enough.
I'm literally going back old things.
Do you hold beef with her?
Yeah, so like I majorly went for Hidden last year. Hidden's one of these people, like, she's stopped both sidesing things, which was a slight improvement. Though, again, if this stage is what you were describing, I'm not particularly fucking impressed. And I'd probably take back some of my opinions about her improving.
Yeah,
and being less fucking annoying. Yeah. So, yeah, again, I'll be consistent on this. Hidden's like went through a period where basically everyone does shit on her from every community. And then all the squeaks in the background. Sorry, my mouse wheel's fucked, guys.
Oh, good.
She like went through a period of getting shit on by basically fucking everybody, and then seemed to like stop being fucking so annoying, and that was an improvement. And she was good during the KP stuff, and yeah, this stage shit is well, disappointing, to say the least, if that is the case.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I think as well that if Lio were truly if Liar were truly remorseful about his accountability calls, and this goes for Hidden too, they would subject themselves to an Aiden Underground accountability call.
Sure, I've said that Liar should talk to you. I've said this multiple times to him, to you, publicly and privately.
I think he needs to sit in a voice chat with 100 of my most annoying viewers for 4 hours, or the exact amount of time Rosa was there, and everybody gets a chance to say their piece. I think it's the only way. He just has to sit there and listen. No bathroom breaks, nothing. I think that will show accountability.
Sure. Okay, so I've sent you fan fiction.
Yeah. What is this? What is the slapping the tip on the slit alligator? Okay, I don't know what the fuck that means. Sorry, I keep getting lumpy willies. Apparently it's something to contribute. Okay. So this is what you have on this. This is very interesting. I'll probably check this out on my stream, but I guess yeah, it's probably gonna wrap it up on my end. Listen, I'm sending you the call now. I want to know the second you watch it. All right, the second it's complete, I need to know.
I'll have a look. Yeah. And then we'll. I don't know. Maybe we can have another conversation about it.
Yes, sounds good. All right.
Cool.
Peace.
Right.
Yeah, I want him to see it, and then we could have a second convo, because then there's not really going to be any, like, I don't know, I haven't seen it kind of denial. I think this call is, like, if, like, you could watch it in isolation, just listen to what Goat Cato believes happened and is saying, and then Hidden's interpretation of that, and I think on its own, it just makes Hidden look like horrible, vindictive. So, like, I don't know so much about this Hopeless Peaches person besides her behavior in the Rosa call. And honestly, this Hidden person genuinely just reminds me of that person in the sense of, like, just this, like, very cruel, like, type of person that's, like, giddy at the chance to ruin somebody, and then when the tables are turned, they cower like a fucking pussy, right? I get, like, I see, like, parallels there, but let's check out Hidden's fan fiction, or segment of it. Anna Schmidt, aka Sophie Anaphilas, works for Shaw in the camp. Shaw was the mutant. He could, like, control and harness energy or something. He was a Nazi at one point. She is a nurse, studied medicine, and keeps track of everyone. And when nobody looks, even of the Jews. After some time, she discovers Eric. Eric is Magneto. After Shaw killed his mother, of which Soph highly disapproved, she starts taking care of the little boy and tries to help him to escape. Both of them grow closer. Soph eventually ends up as a motherly figure for Eric, but soon enough, both of them try to break out. Sinister separated them, making Eric forget the young female that once helped him escape death. Soph is left alone in the camp. Shaw figures out what she has done and gets rid of her by selling her to the KSI, which is now, KSI is run by the Nazis, which is now run by Nazis experimenting on Jews and Germans alike. Dude, this is so much better when you realize that Hidden apparently is German as well. Look, Germans are the victims too, man. Soph ends up with a spark in her chest and a constant threat of death formed by poisonous energon in her veins. Interesting. It's a very interesting fanfic. Gives us insight into a very disturbed mind. You need to open that link. It's still active. I'm actually terrified. Holy fuck, I'm doing that. I'm not pulling it up immediately because I want to see what it is. Dude. Let's do this. Oh my god. I guess I could show this, right? the color of her hair and her blood. Wait, so this is the nurse that saved him as a boy? So this is Magneto. This is clearly drawn to look like Michael Fassbender. So the nurse that saves him as a boy, he ends up forming a sexual relation with, or sexual romantic relations with? Seems a bit weird, a bit pedophilic. Interesting. The sounds like the it does look like Psylocke, but it's not. This is clearly supposed to be the nurse character that she's written, because it talks about her blood being replaced by this Energon shit. This is trying to be an original character. It does look like Psylocke. This is a groomer fan fiction. Wait, Hidden Heroine wrote a groomer fanfiction where a Nazi nurse grooms a fucking Jew in a concentration camp, and they end up a Jewish minor in a concentration camp, and then when he becomes legal, they start an intimate relationship. What the fuck is going on here? What makes it weirder, do you think there's some projection onto this nurse character? Because she's a German woman as well, I guess. Maybe that's a reach. Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very, What would Freud say about this? What do you think Freud would say about this fucking monstrosity? Yo, thank you, Soul, for the 2. You give me mod. Spencer with the 2. Read Donuts. Sorry, guys, I missed it. Spencer with the 2. He is smarter than both sides bad. Non-engagement. Spencer with the 2. Labor and reform are the same. Beckett, probably. Sister Godive with the 50 kroner. Beckett, I like you, but Hidden Stage is really bad. You should listen to it. Yeah, I'm hoping to get him to listen to it. And then I'll have him call back in for his take. Soul with the 2. Beckett is getting destroyed by a kitchen dweller. Spencer with the 5. Becky, my love, you give a bad take based on a false premise, taken by you in good faith. No reasonable person will judge you poorly for that. Apple Inet with the 50 yen. Check the most recent image in DMs. I'll check it. I'll check that out. Spencer with the 5. Beckett doesn't run. He performs a rhetorical fighting retreat along with semantic feints as part of a strategic withdrawal from the conversation. True. Cal with the 2. Check DMs Alpha Squad. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm sorry I was missing everything. I got too sidetracked in the middle of that convo. Yeah, we hit temp goal. We are like fucking 30 away from Streamly goal. Thank you guys so much. Super fucking base. You guys are on fire tonight. And I think we also got something on Streamlabs. Unless I got the notification from before. I just want to double check. Oh, so those from before. Okay, cool. So then we have a part 2, I guess? There seems to be some like psychological projection onto this nurse character. Oh, wait. Okay, so apparently the DM, we've gotten DMs from Hidden Heroine. I don't know when this was from. Not DMs, this might have been in the Cat's Lair. So let's just talk about this real quick. Originally, we were going to speak to Goat. Goat was the one that, Goat was the one to cut that road by cutting off Lio and leaving shared spaces. And no, this has nothing to do with that. Originally, we were going to speak to Goat. Oh, okay, so they were going to speak to Goat, I guess, to ascertain what was going on? Maybe? I don't... See, the thing is, right, they have plausible deniability that this wasn't intended to be an accountability call, and I think Goat did the right thing by not, if this was going to be a space of 100 people, by not playing their game. But simultaneously, I do kind of wish we need to do like an accountability sting on Lio Convoy, where somebody goes in for an accountability call that he's definitely not doing and records it. But the Wii, yeah, the Wii is very interesting. I think the Wii kind of solidifies Lio's involvement. Becca's gonna say, well, we don't really know who we is, do we? $2 from Spencer, the Antipodean wealth flowing to Aiden. I don't know what that word means, but true. This is definitely not a cult, by the way. They will dude, Scientology does this to people who leave, just to be clear. Like, when people leave Scientology, they will, this is a tactic they use. They will buy a domain of their, let's say your name is John Smith. They buy johnsmith.com, and then they put in every allegation about you that they've attained from other Scientology members who are encouraged to speak illy about you. They will get testimonies from your family about what a shit person you are because your family is still in the cult or whatever. Like, cults don't like it when you leave and attack you for leaving. I don't know if her leaving is what motivated this, which I don't know if it is, to be clear. But it, like, holy fucking cult, bro. Holy cult. We've been looking into this for a week, trying hard to get all evidence we have. Check the stream with multiple people, and over 15 separate people came to the conclusion that GOAT is actively sweeping for Cupid ID, sharing the material repeatedly. I'm sorry, but Grace isn't gaslighting your audience into... Who's Grace? Into thinking a story hadn't changed when it clearly has. No, the story didn't change. Just to be clear, what Heroine pretends is a change is her being a fucking, like, moron that can't, like, she literally, this is somebody that has, like, zero, like, like, if you present her, I don't know, a given excerpt of something, she can't comprehend it. Essentially, as the allegation went, when they say the video, the file, you have to ask them to specify because we're talking about two different things. We're talking about the video that was originally shared, which is a YouTube video that is a distorted version of this other horrible video, but it is a distorted video where you can't make out what the video actually is, allegedly. Nobody's contested this, right? That is a distorted version of a CSAM video. Now, that CSAM video was then later found by two other members of the server through a link in the description of the YouTube video. So when we say sharing the video, sharing the file, we're talking about either the original distorted video where they didn't know what it was and couldn't tell what was happening, and then the actual CSAM material that was linked in the description. So as the story goes, it was it was Cupidity that sent the YouTube link to the server. Then two other members were the ones that actually clicked the link in the description and found it. And Cupidity later says in an interview that someone shared the file in her server. So then Hidden Heroine pretends like this is a change in the story because it's like, you said you shared the link, now you're saying someone else shared it. It's like, no. She says she shared the YouTube video, not understanding that there was the CSAM link in the description, not knowing that behind that link there was CSAM, right? And then as she had said earlier in her first iteration of the story, it was two other people that had figured that out, presumably by clicking on said link. So when she says the file was shared in the server, the link to the file, she's very obviously talking about the actual CSAM, which another miner discovered and then shared the link of. So there is no change in that story. You're just a fucking moron that has has zero comprehension of anything. Like, you're actually too fucking stupid to have an opinion. You should be legally barred from having an opinion. $2 from Will, 80, I'm scared. It's okay, buddy, I'm here for you. $2 from Soul, you give me mod, Aiden? No, not yet, Soul, not yet. Anyways, imagine, I hope that made sense to you, but basically, she's acting like there was a change or contradiction that occurred that didn't actually occur. It's just the interviewer that was interviewing this Cupidity person for the second reiteration was not being specific in the questioning and did not ask the fucking 15 or 16. First of all, you should not be interviewing a 15 or 16-year-old on this, but second of all, she didn't even ask, like, to specify which video or file was in question. Was it video A, which was the distorted video that is not, that on the surface is this mysterious, innocent appearing thing, or was it video B, what the illegal material that the link in the description of video A actually led to? Cupidity admits to sharing the link to video A. When she says someone else shared the file, she's talking about video B through the link in the description. Hold on. I'm reading. One sec, I'm not scamming it. I'm sorry. I just, hold on. Geography Master Aiden doesn't know the Antipodes. I don't. That's an L. Sorry, I missed your Donna. My bad. Okay. I got locked in. I got too locked in. What, Toki? What? Anyways, let's keep watching. I'm sorry, but Grace isn't gaslighting your audience into thinking a story hadn't changed when it clearly has. Grace isn't downplaying what was shared by saying it wasn't a pedophile who shared it, just a 16-year-old. Grace isn't saying, yeah, autism will lead you down a rabbit hole that will end in child porn. There is no way or land in which Goat can explain to me why they thought, yeah, tracing over blurred child porn is normal when you are upset. It isn't normal. Nothing about the situation is normal. What in the context of this situation, it actually makes sense with a non-malicious explanation. The footage was so distorted and blurred that they did not know what it was, and its mysterious nature was the whole reason it got sent to begin with, because they were trying to figure out what this ultra distorted image on their screen actually was, and they were tracing over it to discern visible shapes, not understanding that it was CSAM. So actually, in this context, there's a totally non-malicious explanation for that that does make sense. You're just too much of a fucking idiot to figure it out. Or, the more likely explanation, which still doesn't make you very intelligent, you're just a liar. Thank you, Spencer, with the 2. Can't believe you ignore my worthless super chats. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna try not to. It always matters to me. I appreciate it greatly. I just what I will generally I'm gonna do. I'll read for every 2, unless like a few minutes have passed by and there isn't a second one. I'll just read the one because I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. We're getting a lot tonight. I just I want to try to get through this because sometimes if I get sidetracked, it's hard for me to get back into the focus. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. Why would they even click on the link, though? Because they found this mysterious video with a mysterious link in the description, and these are curious, moronic children. These are children. Yeah, you could say clicking on a random link is dumb, but that's to hold them to the regular standard of intelligence of a developed, matured person. We're talking about kids here. There is no way or land in which Goat can explain to me why they thought that, yeah, tracing over blurred child porn is normal when you're upset. This isn't the case of someone having one bad take. This is a case of someone making repeated, consistent, and calculated efforts to excuse someone sharing child porn repeatedly, including to a point someone found the... Okay, so you're admitting that if they're sharing CP, just to be clear, the claim is that the thing they were sharing was so distorted you couldn't make out what it was, which is what caused interest in this to begin with, which is why they were tracing over it. If it was just like sort of blurred, you wouldn't need to trace over it to make out shapes. It's like so distorted that you visually can't see anything remotely like what it is. Okay? And if you're admitting that someone else found what it actually was, the uncensored thing, then that's an admission that what they were originally sharing was in fact not that thing. It was allegedly reported, and yet it was shared a second time. There's been zero evidence provided for this. Goat cut that tie to a call. Goat decided to have the stream publicly, and Goat decided not to address anything they said or even disavow Cupidity publicly. They don't have to. What Goat said was right. What Goat said was right, and you would not be able to logically refute it in an argument, which is why you are running from me. What Goat said, her take on this was just like correct, based on the description of the situation that it seems like you accept and we accept. And side note, how heavily was it distorted that people figured out it was... How heavily was it distorted that people figured out it was Daisy's destruction? But well, they figured that out because the actual video was in the link under that. That's not explaining why it was shared a second time after it was figured out what it was. So if you say after it was figured out what it was, then you're conceding apparently that that's a concession, that the first time it was shared, they didn't know what it was. Okay, if we're to concede to that, then if we can demonstrate that there's no evidence it was shared a second time, then you can admit that it was only shared when they didn't know what it was, right? And if we can admit to that, then you have to admit you like falsely tried to label a child as a CSAM distributor, right? Tell us from Soul Skibbity. Am I not? You are good enough for me, Soul, as a chatter. Okay, we could. You're a great friend. Okay, you're a really great friend. I just don't know if that kind of dynamic relationship is what I'm looking for right now. But you're good enough for me. Okay. Why am I being told that there's apparently a mass gooning voice chat happening right now between Leroy something, somebody by the name of Time LG, Goat Cato, Kalora Vetla, Chud Monkey, and somebody by the name of Astro John? Okay? Please, no mass gooning VCs. Thank you. Anyways, what was I saying? Yes. Okay. I mean, if anyone, this is an open invite. Unlike the fucking bitches in the Cat's Lair and in the ACC, anybody who disagrees with me, unless I have reason to believe that I can argue for, that you are calling into troll, because I don't do like troll debates, that you're calling into troll, or that you are like planning on doing something malicious, like reading out someone's docs on my stream, which at that point, I would then agree to talk to you, but in a recorded call, so I could, you know, if you were to do something like that, make sure I'm not platforming something like that. But generally, almost always, these other situations are unlikely. Anytime someone disagrees with me publicly and challenges me or is willing, I will talk to you on my stream where you could argue against me. Okay? If anyone disagrees with my perspective on this, my take on this, my interpretation of this, based on the facts at hand, you are welcome to call in and face me, but they never do they? They never do. It's just, they cope, they cry, come up with excuses, say things like, I'm entitled to my opinion and you're entitled to yours. But they never show up. It's sad. So, with that being said, hold on, I got something else on this. I think it's fairly obvious Lio was involved. In regards to Gilded Poo, right, it seems like he was like doing the Beckett Fence City thing, but I don't really know if he's like super high. I don't like Gilded Poo, to be clear, but I don't really know if he's that involved in this. I don't understand this in the slightest, but you're probably right. Yeah, I mean, it is a completely fucked situation, And no, none of this is normal, right? But not being normal isn't really an argument in any of this, right? I hate the normal argument. Something not being normal is like total pussy shit, okay? Like, that's not an argument, okay? Nothing about your fucking community is normal. Every time I learn about the ACC, it is like somebody like had sex with a rabbit, but that's not the main part of the story. The person that had sex with the rabbit was actually initially the person that exposed DMs of the main subject of the video, who's being exposed for running like a cult of 5-year-olds who were attacking a cult of 8-year-olds. So, I mean, nothing about any of you people is normal. You need to argue with us more so we feel like calling in. I guess. I don't like arguing with my own viewers, though, because it's not high stakes, okay? It's the high stakes debates. It's the people that really have skin in the game. Those are the ones that, like, satisfy my addiction, okay? When it feels like there's a real fucking challenge. Unironically, I think I'm a debate addict. I genuinely think I'm a debate addict. I think it's probably similar to gambling. All right. Well, what else do we got? In non-ACC stuff, I'd cover more ACC stuff. It seems interesting, and I would own the community in a week because I'm smarter and better than all of them. This is just true. They will call me an egotistical narcissist, but they will never call me a liar, folks. So,
Womgo in August already acknowledged that he wanted to make a hippies.
Whoa. So, for those of you that don't remember, I talked about a Roblox YouTuber by the name of Snunt. Okay? Do my little maybe this will be a segment, who knows? But for those, I'm a little off center here. Okay. For those of you that do not remember, Snunt was a Roblox YouTuber that essentially is like very insecure about his appearance. A friend of his, they had this like big edgy friend group. A friend of his posted an embarrassing photo of him that really wasn't embarrassing. It was just him in the back of a car, okay, smiling awkwardly. But Snunt then proceeded to release this guy's full legal name and to his entire Discord server of 20k plus members, adding everybody. And then it just became like everyone in the friend group siding against Snunt over this. Snunt claiming that the guy he doxed, it might not have been his real name, but it very obviously was. And then Snunt claiming that that guy was like a creep making like AI inappropriate images of minors, when in fact it was like apparently the guy who was calling out for this was 17 and made some badly photoshopped image of his 17-year-old friend with like a giant dick over him or some shit. So like kids or friends fucking around with each other, not the type of shit that would be invoked in the way that Snunt worded it. But this drama ultimately came to a head when Snunt got exposed. I think Womgo made a video about it, but where Snunt got exposed for essentially, for promoting this NSFW server to his minor audience to his predominantly minor audience that apparently had lax, if not non-existent, if not intentionally garnering minors within said server. Okay, there was even Snunt was in like a stage or something where like the ages of the participants in that were like dubious and shit. And he agreed. He even admitted himself to having like qualms about promoting this. Not qualms, but he understood that the promotion of this would be a bad look for him. So he tried to even ask if he could do it in a way when promoting it in a recorded release call that wouldn't be super overt. And in his response, he said he was just like desperate for money and he was functionally homeless. And what that means is he was making like $3,000 a month or some shit off of like the recent success of his videos. If he was uploading regularly, he would have been making more than that. But Snunt said that he was functionally homeless, which really meant he lived with his parents and just like, I guess, argued with them and slept on friends' couches sometimes. Snunt came to me after I released my first video. It was a cut up stream VOD on him. And he said he wanted to talk on stream. Okay, so I DM him back, and then I had a lot with school, so I didn't DM him for a week, and then I come back to him and I say, I'm ready to talk when you are or whatever, and he says, okay, I'll let you know. So I've been waiting on that to this day, but in the meantime, Snunt's come back with a new response, and apparently it's even worse. So let's check this out. Yeah, I'm told it was a grooming server. I haven't seen evidence of that yet. Apparently it exists. Guamgo just didn't do a good job of like highlighting that in his first video. But let's check this out.
Guamgo in August already acknowledged that he wanted to make a hit piece on me, which is a published article or post aiming to sway public opinion, especially presenting false or biased information in a way that appears objective and truthful. My words have been taken out of context, exaggerated, and I've been lied about. So in this video, I'm going to over-explain everything so there's no room for misinterpretation for anything that I say. Please know I've never been silent about a situation. I've been silenced. I've always wanted to publicly talk about this, but Guamgo has actively encouraged his community to mass report me so that he can get away with his lies.
Videos that I think that you guys can mass report.
The biggest lie that he told was making up ages for certain women. If you watch his video,
that seems like heavily like clip chimped. I'd want to see the whole thing. That's like a very tightly clipped. I don't even like Guamgo, to be clear, but knowing like Snunt is not stupid. I want to be clear about that. Snunt is not stupid. He understands, like, he's like pretty manipulative in the way he goes about defending himself and the way he spins narratives. Like take, for example, a 17-year-old photoshopping a dick onto his 17-year-old friend as like a joke when he's beefing with one of the 17-year-olds who is now turned 18. He accuses him, the accusation just is making sexual AI images of minors, right? So on its own, that leads you to a totally different conclusion, some like pedo shit, and that wording is very purposeful and intentionally misleading.
and I'm not trolling, he dead just makes up ages with no evidence. I told one of the owners that I'm in contact with, hey, how about you cross compare when you told me to join VC with the day that you paid somebody and tell me who this girl is so we can get in contact with them so she can ID herself. And so that's quite literally what we did. Wait, so how old are you?
I'm 18. Leave me my twit alone.
I even offered Guamgo the full unedited recordings if he gave me any evidence for the ages that he said. In fact, anytime I asked for any evidence of anything that he said, he just no comments it. Like, he just doesn't say anything.
This was a problem with Guamgo's video. There's tons of good criticism against Snunt. Guamgo made claims that you absolutely need to substantiate in your video. I don't doubt that this server could have been a CP trading ring, but Guamgo just like keeps making that claim and then just like never explains how he's like reached that conclusion. So these are like claims that are very important that you do need to like actually like substantiate within your video on somebody, or else it's just going to be an easy point of attack against you, and it's totally unnecessary when there's so many good criticisms of Snunt for this.
About it. The reason why he doesn't comment on it is because he has no evidence. Like, he knows nothing about the server. And in fact, he asked me if one of the people who were just casually in the server, he asked if that was the owner. Unfortunately, I can't prove that because Guamgo won't drop me any of our conversations or my conversation with Schlep, and neither will Schlep. My recordings were taking...
Okay, this is something else I disagree with. I think that if you're releasing bits of a recorded conversation to the public to go against somebody, that person absolutely should have a right to the original raw recording, because you could clip it to present a different narrative than the one they want presented, etc. They have a right to scrutinize that and respond to that recording. If you're gonna if it's only gonna be on one end and you're gonna use that only for your own benefit to prove your point, I think that's like a bit shady that they're unwilling to give him the raw recording.
Heavily out of context, and I don't have access to them to prove that they were taken out of context. And despite it being over a month since Guamgo said that he would drop the full recordings, he still hasn't. And that's because if he dropped the actual unedited recordings, then it would be blatantly obvious that he took my words, used them, and made his own narrative out of them. Mind you, he already intended on making a hit piece.
And that's an allegation you can't refute until you release the full recordings. Unless, the only way to refute that, Guamgo, is drop the full thing.
And I just proved that he intentionally lied about these girls' ages, because if you watch the video, he doesn't say allegedly or anything. He makes it seem as if it's true. He purposefully lied about these girls' ages to make my reputation seem as bad as possible. And I heavily disagree with the fact
that was another criticism I had for Guamgo. To be clear, though, Guamgo says this girl sounds 12 and then treats that like it's fact. That's just an estimation of her age. Girls can sound way younger than they actually are, way older than they actually are. I'll admit that if I had to bet money on it, that girl was almost certainly a minor. I don't think she was, like, I don't necessarily know if she was 12 or not. And I wouldn't make a claim like that conclusively. I would say a girl that sounds like a minor when making that point, because then I couldn't be contested for making like some sort of false claim or false statement. But she sounds like a minor to an extent where it is like incredibly suspicious, and I would not be surprised if that server had multiple minors within it.
That the server had anything to do with endangerment content or extortion. And if you disagree with me, then please show evidence for it, because so far out of all the videos I've seen, nobody has shown evidence for any of this. And
nobody did show evidence for the trading ring shit. Nobody showed evidence for that. He's right. Yo, Will with the $20, putting us approximately $2 fucking away from goal. Can I get mod? I'll consider it. I'll have to look more into your chats.
I'll be asking, how do you show evidence of this if the content itself is illegal? And that's very easy. If there is a victim, then simply get in contact with them and have them testify and show proof that they were in the server and that they did something. Or you can show that they got extorted, because apparently it's an extortion server. In fact, to say that the entire server was an endangerment extortion group, you show that in the server that they were actively talking about CM. Maybe different rules set in place for the distribution of it. Or a victim's testimony where she can show evidence that the owners like extorted her and then
Snunt's right. He's right. He's right. And that's the shame about this, right? That's the shame. There's so many good points to go at Snunt for. The mistakes on Guamgo's end are real, and they're not, it's like kind of indefensible on that part. Like, you absolutely, this is like, you know, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, or I'm misquoting it. Okay. It's like a Sagan quote, but, that is a huge claim to make, and to just like not substantiate that and do a trust me bro is not really excusable. So Guamgo needs to substantiate or retract that and release the full recordings. But let's just say we give Grant Snunt those 2 points, which it seems like he's right on. There's still all the other shit, dude. There's the blatant lies. Blatant lies and misleading claims he's made several times in regards to the functional homelessness to justify him taking the money for the server's promotion, how he clearly knew what he was doing was wrong, and demonstrated that by intent to attempts to conceal it. You can hear this in the leaked negotiations with the server owners. The lies, the attempt to falsely portray the guy that was accusing him of being a pedophile, or falsely insinuate that the guy that was accusing him of doxing him was some sort of pedo or creep.
Own, you know, I wonder why you can't do that and why you have no evidence for it. And I understand why Schlep said that in the first place for Guamgo to pick it up. Schlep said it because he has a negative perception of Calm. I do too, but people are saying that this server was associated with 764. I don't think you know what 764 is. You don't know any members from it. You don't know anything. Like, you guys are just naming groups. The owners of the server, by the way, are completely public with completely public social media. I don't think these guys will have a large scale felony on their hands and just have public social media.
Yeah, but they definitely look like the types of like the 16-year-old e-kittens. I know the meme is like typically you're like fat, like I know the meme is like you're fucking fat, disheveled, like balding, greasy guy. That's like where the Discord e-kitten meme comes from. But you know, based on what I've personally seen, it seems like it's more like your e-boy fucking like edgy types that have like the questionably aged like e-girlfriends.
Where they show their face and give people their names. But I understand that Schlep doesn't know the difference between calm, social calm, extort calm, organized crime groups. He thinks that the average guy with the anime profile picture with the name Baking Fraud is associated with 764, and like, okay, but if you could show me actual evidence that shows that everything I'm saying right now is a bunch of balagna, then I'll happily delete my entire channel, but you won't see it happen. And I've also numerous times.
Someone's apparently trying to call in. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm going to send you a link to a response from GoCato. Let me see if I can give it to you right now.
I'll admit that
It should be in general right now,
Okay.
so you can have more content. That's
Yeah.
a response.
Yeah. Hold on. All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Are you sure Shags? Wait, no. I don't know who that guy is. He just joined the server. I'm very suspicious about this link. Can I send this link to somebody just to check it out before I click on it?
I went back on my word and said that the server didn't get banned because the server didn't
Rita, can you check this link out?
get banned. I was told way back when I first made the video that the vanity just got taken. It was backdoored. I said this. I even had a different owner tell me the same.
Dude, I love this. Whenever you're like covering like drama from like other communities, these like mysterious people that you've never heard of before just like show up with like and drop like random fucking shit on you.
Shit again. I just had it confused with other servers that did actually get banned, but the server that I made a video on was never banned. And if it did, someone show me this where it says that the server got banned and that it was in June. As I've already said, everything I said to Schlub was a bunch of pee-pee poo-poo. I want you to have thousands of people to harass you and then talk to the most popular Roblox YouTuber right now and see how much you fumble your fucking words. And unfortunately, I can't unfumble my words or give context to the things I said because Schlep won't give me the recording. And even though Guamgo knows that both me and Schlep have consent to for me to get the recording, Guamgo will not give me the recording.
Let me try this. Wait, I already saw this. Hold on. I already have this stock. Hold on. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I already have this. I already saw this. This is about a bunch of other shit I've never heard of. Hold on. Okay, it literally seems like this person talking about this Cupidity person talking about their entire history of being groomed. This is a long-ass document about a bunch of unrelated drama.
And if he does drop the recording, there's someone out there who's like tech savvy. Like use metadata or whatever to like make sure it's like the actual unedited.
Stop, bruv. Come on. What the fuck does that? I've already seen this document. I don't know what all this is on. I honestly, I don't know what this is. I got sent this document. I've only read the relevant parts related to what we're talking about. Apparently this Cupidity person has a ton of other online history that is being responded to in this document. I don't know anything about that other shit, so obviously there's no reason to cover it.
I was very comfortable with the idea of this server. That's why Callisti was directly involved. And I even got one of my other friends, Vincent, to sit there and record it. It's not like I didn't know he was recording that conversation in particular. Like, I got him in that VC so that he could record, because this server isn't what people are saying it is. And if it is, then show like actual evidence. And no text-to-speech used a screenshot of a supposed minor being on one of these stages, but we have no context for what the fuck is going on. We have no idea if this is a sexual stage. I have no idea
Hello, I'm new here. Welcome.
who this girl is or when this took place, so I can't get in contact with them or ask the owners about it. And I understand that you watching, you probably don't want to give the server the benefit of the doubt, but when it comes to shit like this,
Well, yeah, but like the thing is, right, if they're accusing the server of being a certain way, the burden is on them, because like, once again, it's not the expectation to prove a negative. If you're saying this server is like a CSAM trading ring, etc., like Guamgo is saying that, then yes, you do have to prove that claim before we accept that as factual. So Snunt is responding to the weak points that Guamgo invoked, but it seems like all the other shit against Snunt still stands.
literally just don't know.
Why are we even talking about Cupidity? I reported her to her school. Where's everyone? Where's all the ACC people coming from? Reported her to her school for what? I don't know about Cupidity's online history. This person seems like somebody that's like online way too young and like getting involved in weird shit. But based on the story that I've been told, it seems like they're falsely being accused of being like a intentional CSAM distributor. So I was from Nene Baloney. True. Just looking to catch up. Essentially, this is a guy that he was a former Roblox YouTuber that got called out for doxing a friend of his over his friend showing an embarrassing photo. He lied in response to that and then tried to falsely smear his friend or former friend as some sort of groomer or pedo. And then this ultimately ended up with accusations that this Roblox YouTuber in question was involved in promoting a Discord server to his predominantly minor audience. A Discord server, which was like an e-dating server that was actually like a front, that actually had minors in it and was a front for a like some kind of CSAM distribution ring.
My video was meant to be an expose video because I've said this in the past too. My video was meant to be a hit piece on the server because owners disagree with what other owners were doing in the server. This server had 10 owners and however many other people who bought roles or permissions to be in the server. And there was a lot of infighting, and that's why the vanity got taken in the first place.
Basically, at the time, we would like get staff, know how to get activity and shit, and we didn't, in no moment like a staff would like try to make an event behind our backs, we would strip them and hard ban them because we already know like the staff be doing some dumb shit. They don't know what they're doing. We would do like reward events. The other people who would win prizes, we would do like blind dates and other shit like that. But we barely did like events like that. And people like them.
If it's honestly at this point, like you should never be in a server of any like sexual or romantic nature on Discord because there are probably going to be minors in it. If you were that fucking desperate for pussy, if you were that desperate for dick, okay, you have Hinge, you have Tinder, you have Grindr, Farmers Only. Okay, there is absolutely no reason you need to be joining these like fucking Discord e-dating servers.
Backdoor like they backdoored it, like Baki backdoored the vanity slash I don't remember the exact amount. He charged us all the money to even get the vanity back. So they made a second server. I wasn't part of the second server, but I knew no stuff about it. They made a second server called /late.
And I've been saying this the entire time. My story hasn't changed about what I've been talking about. And I know I've made like 30 response videos, so in some videos I'm not saying certain details, claiming saying that the entire server was about CSAM and extortion,
Okay, so
but
this just
you're not showing me
to Guamgo's poor claims. Got it. Okay, nothing really here. I do want to talk to Snunt though. I'm awaiting a response in that regard. Wait, this is all individual documents in a doc folder. Ah, got it. Okay, hold on. I understand now. I understand. So which one is Goat Cato's response? No, I'm not sharing your version, Cal. Apparently, was one of these docs written by Goat Cato? Why was this linked to me? A doc of docs, dude. I mean, I've seen like collections of stories before. I mean, fuck, you have the Bible or whatever, right? But is this like the autistic Bible? Is that what this essentially is? Like the degenerate autistic Bible? It's a collection of different stories. I am 43 and a father, so I want to protect children. I get it, man. I get it. We all want to protect children. Fortunately today, I think many of the people that use that as their entire, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about some of the influencers that use that as their personality, are all tend to be like these narcissists that or want to be like cult leaders that essentially just do really bad shit in the name of child protection. You just got access to the Library of Alexandria of the Groom. I don't even know who any of the, like the Nazism, who is the author of some of these? Who is Foxy? What the fuck? To claim that Peacemaker is based on Hermann Göring is a lie. What the fuck is this, dude? Hold on, I gotta talk to this Jack guy again, the guy who sent this to me.
Harlow had given a handful of people access to his channel to help upload some stuff, including
Hello?
H-Hen.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm just
here.
yeah, I'm just asking. Oh, what did you want me to look at in the document you sent?
Oh, I thought you were looking at a different document before. That's why I sent it.
Thank you. Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Got it. By the way, I do need to make an announcement because several of you have DM'd me about this. If you have videos publicly in your channel and are publicly present in my chat, and there is somebody that shows up in your comment section looking to, I don't even know what he's asking. Hold on, somebody sent this to me because this is literally happening to everybody, or many people that have either been on the streams before or have, hold on, it's literally this. Okay, he might ask you things like telling you to ban me or something. I need to advise you to please do not interact with this individual. He is some variant of unmedicated schizophrenic, and he believes I am a part of a conspiracy to murder him and ruin his life. So, you know, please do not entertain this guy. You'll know who I'm talking about if he comments on your shit. You'll just immediately see it. I am not in any conspiracy to murder anybody, okay? I have no interest in murdering anyone, and even if I did, of course, I wouldn't act on those thoughts and do it. So I just getting that out of the way now. Because apparently he's just, like, messaging everybody. No, I am not attempting to kill this guy. He literally lives in, like, some group home or something. I don't know why they're letting him access the internet. I don't know what's going on here. I just know that this has been going on now for months. And it's just, like, I honestly, I don't know what to say. The guy constantly adds yes, I know. He has added me on his community tab like hundreds of times in the last couple months. What did you do? I didn't do anything to him. This is like what schizophrenia like can do to people, especially paranoid schizophrenia. I saw that we talked about this. We saw somebody linked me this lolcow to cover, and it was literally this guy who believed everyone was poisoning him. And he was like screaming at them and stuff. And it's like, this is not a lolcow. This is an unmedicated schizophrenic. This isn't a lol. Have we just like completely just like removed the, I mean, this is like a bastardization of the term lolcow. I'm not covering this. This is like an unwell person that clearly doesn't know right from wrong. He believes something is happening that isn't. He needs help. There's nothing like embarrassing about this. It's just like sad and awkward. Because to them, they do fully, truly believe this like is happening. I just got sent this tweet. Oh, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So here we have wannabe child endangerer, Hidden Heroine, who believes that we should omit all context and nuance and apply life-ruining labels to literal children. We have Hidden Heroine here saying that I am wrong on so many levels, okay? Yet, when I make my argument to them, in a way that is, you know, pretty clear, right? Pretty clear, you know, the response is, I'm not going to dignify that with a response. When I make my points to them, they've clearly seen my points because they've watched my stream, yet they offer no rebuttal. They offer no rebuttal. They will not speak to me on this. I'm wrong, but you just have to trust them on it. They can't explain how I'm wrong. They are turning down, despite being all giddy to go after Goat Cato on a stage of 100 people, they're turning down actually being in a position where their claims are scrutinized. And ironically enough, one of her criticisms of Goat Cato was that Goat Cato is unwilling to tolerate disagreement, and her only evidence of that was somebody disagrees with Goat Cato in the chat, and Goat Cato doesn't agree with the disagreement and respectfully provides a rebuttal, right? If that is not being able to tolerate disagreement and worth criticizing someone over, then you should be in fucking prison for what you're doing here, because you made a super strong argument. And the arguments were so bad and so wrong, I'm inclined to believe they're not the result of stupidity at this point, but outright lies. Yet when I'm providing a disagreement that is based in evidence and a valid and sound argument, you are unable to address it or refute it, and you run like a scared little bitch, because that's what you are. Who the fuck is...
Bro, I'm gonna like actually touch you. You know that person in the tweet isn't hidden, right? Or am I misunderstanding?
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, that's Smout. Smout was the one who recorded the call and uploaded it on YouTube. Okay. The person in the screenshot who you were fighting with is hidden, though. Okay, bye.
I harassed the wrong person last night. No, not this. This is hidden. Sorry, this is hidden. This is not hidden. This is not hidden. But okay, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. No, wait, no, sorry. I was right. This is hidden. I thought, okay. No, I'm right. I was incorrect. Okay, got it. So I was right in the sense of the person I'm adding here is hidden. For some reason, I guess I misremembered. I thought I added this other person under the impression they were hidden. Okay? I didn't, so I did not harass the wrong person. So I'm in the clear. Therefore, any of you who just got giddy to use that as an own is wrong. Okay, this person is not hidden. Got it. Cool. Everything else I said, though, still applies in regards to the inability to tolerate disagreement, or the inability to tolerate disagreement despite accusing Goat, using that as a point of criticism against Goat, right? But just take away this specific Twitter account. Yes, I harassed the right person. Yes, I I think that harassment is actually completely justifiable in certain circumstances, and I believe that this is one of those cases. Of course, I love YouTube.com and its terms of service and policies and would never tell you to go and do that. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to look into this argument. We're going to look into all this evidence rolling in. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I have been holding in about a year's worth of pee. So I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. I will be right back. You're not going to want to miss this next part or thing. So stay tuned. Stay here. We're going to go for a little while. Okay, so I guess we just have people joining at this point.
Well, we're going to talk about materials that describe CSEM, we're going to talk about child abuse, we're going to talk about the defense thereof, and all that not so fun stuff, right? And if you're not
I'm assuming that's Laya right there, right?
comfortable with that, you need to leave, because I'm going to have to discuss some of this in detail. Let's also quickly go over why exactly this is a gallery call and not one of public...
Yes, by the way, shout out to Malcolm. Malcolm has done the heavy lifting with all the... I don't go into the details of it that much. I don't really do my due diligence that much with, like, going into the super... There's just so much lore to this, and every name that comes up in a story has 800 pages of lore of their own. What is Malcolm's channel at? Can Ahmad get that and post it in the... Can Ahmad get that and post it in the... I don't remember what Malcolm's... Isn't it like God damn it Malcolm or something? I don't fucking remember. Post it in the... He's done the heavy lifting with the Lio shit.
Stream or just an announcement. The person we're going to talk about today...
But I've set the stage for you. This is a fucking cult of, like, weirdo autists that, like, worship and center around Thomas Guerra, who needs validation from these people online. Is this an 18+ server, by the way? I feel like I need to ask that.
Is a content creator, and I do not feel comfortable giving this person clout or an opportunity to weaponize this or make money from this or anything of the sorts. So that's why we're doing it here. We're doing it in this format so you people have an opportunity to actually ask questions about this and engage with me, because we're going to watch the material that caused all this to begin with. Do not seek this person out. Do not go harass this person. Do not go harass anyone associated with this person. If you want to come to your own conclusions based on the associations of people that will remain around this person, that's cool. But don't harass anybody, please. Don't go...
So the whole council has been convened. We're thinking something big happened here, okay? We're thinking Goat Kato did something really bad.
Badger anybody who knows this.
To be honest, I haven't even seen it yet, so maybe Goat Kato did do something bad. The way it's been explained to me, I think I have an accurate understanding, but to be fair, most of the explanation I've received has been from Goat Kato herself, so it could be biased. Maybe I've been deceived. Let's see if
don't go badgering the person itself about any of this. That'd be super poggers. And please take this seriously, because this is not going to be fun. This is not like this funny little tea thing that we're going to do, because it's simply not. So who am I talking about, right? Who would be crazy enough to go onto their massive platform and defend the sharing of CSEM? Well, Chad.
So that's the claim. Goat Kato was defending sharing CSAM. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Okay? They've set the stage. They've made the claim. That's what we're going to be looking for now. Did Goat Kato defend this? Is this claim accurate? Is it normal for your pee to be red? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. I'm kidding, people. Have a sense of humor, man. Have a sense of humor. Laugh every once in a while. It's good for you. Why am I being accused of smoking crack? Okay, I smoke meth. I will not tolerate these allegations. Aiden has forgotten to wash his hands. You know me, bro. I wash my hands until they're fucking, like, bleeding and shit. Well, let's look at this Twitter argument with this person who I didn't harass, despite believing that I had, that is not hidden. Okay. So, this is the part where I may have some criticism for Goat, okay? Now, I'm a sociopath. I'm kidding. I'm somebody that tries not to, publicly be emotional or whatever. I don't necessarily want to say it's a bad thing. This is a highly intense situation that would understandably invoke strong emotions from anyone involved. Okay, you have to understand the position. Goat is in here, where there has been like a week of prep, supposedly behind her back, where several people that she trusts and respects and is friends with are planning on basically calling her a CSAM defender. So this is a very intense accusation. This isn't an accusation of like, oh, you're dishonest. This is a major assertion to make about someone. It's understandably going to feel like a betrayal. It's understandably going to invoke emotion. But I think in those times, it's actually probably going to be best not to tweet. That's, it's a mild criticism, but I think that it doesn't help you, right? It doesn't help you to tweet shit like this, right? It doesn't harm you, or it doesn't, sorry, that's not true. It doesn't harm the substance of the argument in your favor, but it doesn't help you. And also, I don't know if the like them saying like KYS and shit, if that's necessarily a super strong point. Other than the fact that they probably are looking at, well, maybe it is, because knowing Lio and all them, they might genuinely be looking for that. I don't know. I'm a little bit unfazed by that shit, but I understand maybe if you're somebody that has struggled with stuff like that, that might be a bit more intense for you, but that's a pretty common insult online. Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, right? If Lio was to continue, he supposedly isn't, but if Lio was to continue the accountability calls and the way he was doing it, where they were essentially these like verbal abuse sessions against mentally vulnerable people, because Lio can never pick on anybody his own size, and even, well, actually, he couldn't find many people his own size because he's about 500 pounds, but he would never like go against a opponent that could actually hold their own in an argument, because it would expose that he's incompetent. But even when he's verbally abusing, the like lowest common denominator, he needs 100 people to like back him while doing it. But I said, like, if they were to continue and the way they were at the time, someone would inevitably, like, there would be a high risk of somebody inevitably fucking killing themselves. You don't need to assume that online, right? You don't need to assume that, but like, and then lay off someone because you believe like you might be making them upset and suicidal. But there are situations that a normal person could tell, okay, this person might be at high risk of doing something, I'm gonna lay off. I think there were points with the Bo Black stuff where I was very hesitant to continue because I saw this. Obviously, I continued inevitably, especially when Bo Black's took a dig at me, where like it's like, okay, the piece, everyone said their piece, like this guy's lost everything. To continue going after him, I think he genuinely might be somebody that's at high risk of potentially taking his own life or some shit. I'm gonna lay off here. Like, you can exercise some responsibility in that sense. This is Lio and Hidden's community. As much as Hidden likes to preach about drawing the line, about people killing themselves, she's happy not to do shit to discourage people in Guac and Catslayer from calling for people's suicide. You are all fucked in the head. Despicable human beings like that is shitty of them. They want a moral grandstand shit. But this is the one thing they don't grandstand on. Calling for people to off themselves, where they draw the line on grandstanding. You know, it's also funny too when like you have these like woke scold types that it's like they kind of pick and choose where they're gonna act that way, right? Like I was talking about this with like apparently the Catslayer and shit, they're against using the word retard, but Lio's totally okay with getting somebody who is so intellectually and cognitively disabled that she is literally under a conservatorship by her parents as in her 30s. He's like totally okay with verbally berating this person, using ad hominems linked to her intellect, her intelligence, calling her too stupid to function, like calling her a fucking idiot and shit. But supposedly like retard is like the thing that's gonna like, that's like too far or whatever. Yeah, I mean, if you're making this from a hypocrisy angle, that would be a good place to invoke that. The exact same people who told me in Frick to commit suicide, which hidden and lies slandered me, so encouraging my suicide over false shit. They love to act like people are suicide baiting when they genuinely feel pushed to that point. These people need God. Where's this argument I was looking for? Says the one who defended people posting Daisy's destruction and then suicide baited later. Nice job. So neither of these things happen, to be clear. Neither of these things happen. These are both lies. Piss off, moron. Okay, well, you were 35 and trans saying this okay, good one, Morale. The reason that I think that like retard is like not like a slur that like we need to treat like, you can only say it if you're reclaiming it, because also most of the time the people that argue like that don't understand that they also cannot reclaim it. I've explained this before. People think because they're autistic, retard is their word to reclaim. No, it isn't. The term was historically used to refer to people that were at a certain level of cognitive functioning where they fell within a certain standard deviation, certain amount of standard deviations below the IQ average, right? And people with like high functioning autism or Asperger's, which is what a lot of people online have, their cognitive functioning is not going to be, you know, Asperger's is defined as there's not like an impact to your intellect. The social impact of autism is there, but the intellectual impact isn't there. The intellectual deficit isn't there. So no, that wouldn't really be your word to reclaim. And if you were to say, oh, well, the history, it was used medically to oppress people, I agree with you there, but so was idiot, so was moron, so was lunatic, right? All of those words were, and we've agreed as a society that those are socially acceptable, and by using them, they've no longer become terms that are specifically, you know, when you use the term idiot, you're not thinking of somebody with Down syndrome. And I think retard can get to a point where it's not going to be associated with people with Down syndrome either, right? Or other conditions through its normalization. Now, I don't agree if you use this word on anybody who is genuinely cognitively disabled. I have immense empathy for, which is why the Lio call angered me so much. I have immense empathy for people with cognitive disabilities. And yeah, but that's my rationale essentially. Anyways. Yeah, do not use it on anyone with an actual disability. Please. People with Down syndrome are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Good to see that you were an absolutely brain-dead moron with no critical thinking skills, just like the rest of your fuck-ass kitten crate. Here's food for thought. Maybe you don't run with false narratives about me. When you, Lio, Hidden, and the others know absolutely nothing, the fact that y'all blatantly misrepresented me, having a nuanced take about a 15-year-old and call for my suicide or saying the facts of the situation is really telling. You're all brain-dead and fucked in the head. The 15-year-old changed their take. Here's a document I encourage you to read and a transcript from my dream. The 15-year-old never changed their take. The second part that they pretend is a change is not a change. It's supplemental to the first iteration of the story and fits together. Piss off moron, don't know who you are, don't care. Oh, I know this. But like, once again as well, like, I understand that these words do make people uncomfortable in certain social contexts as well, so don't use it, or I don't use it if I know that it's going to make someone uncomfortable, right? It's basic, you know, kind of reading the room. DMs. Okay, looks like our boy Beckett is actually doing his research, doing his homework. This is the argument you were looking for. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so this person is saying, I'm wrong on so many levels. Funny how you didn't prove anything with it. This wasn't Lia's situation. You all roped him in. Amazing. I just want to know, is this person a minor? Because if they are, I'm not going to have them on my stream. But it is just funny how much I get accused of being wrong, yet how little people actually want to, like, argue about it. Yeah, we were watching this. This part's a lie. Proofs of Hidden or Lia wishing you death would be appreciated. Frick should slit his throat, to be fair, outdoors in the woods. That way he doesn't cause issues for anyone and actually benefits nature. Hopefully people become aware of both Cupid ID and Goat's actions so they don't get any sympathy. They both deserve to suffer. So this is like unhinged, yeah. I mean, Cupid ID now is what? Like fucking, like 16? You're talking about a 16-year-old here. And Goat for having the correct take. I don't know. I keep hearing this Frick person reference. I don't know who the fuck he is. I don't feel like there's a strong argument. This fat fetish artist person seems like a fucking idiot that like uses this as like a default response. But I don't know if that's a strong argument against them because like everybody in every like edgy server says this. The problem is you can make a hypocrisy argument here with the, you know, apparently these people are not okay with the word retard, but are okay with KYS, so I don't know. Oh, check DMs again. I love to see this. Cal, my top goy, at it again, defending me in the trenches. The loyalists will be rewarded when we reach Valhalla, I'm telling you. Bro said fat fetish artist and didn't laugh. I'm so desensitized to bad names, dude. We were literally covering someone called Poop Dev and like Twinkum Poop like a week ago. And then before that was Boing Bengus and Boobs Jiggler and fucking Blurt Barbly and fucking Doobus Goobus and Giggly Goon Clown. And I'm not making these names up. It's like none of the names faze me anymore, dude. It's total desensitization. Lia said, and I quote, I've been looking into this for a little over a week, and I've been taking my time on it. Don't rope Lio in. Oh my god, he was there. He knew about it. Yeah, and also when, what's her face? If you go back to Hidden Heroine's statement, right, she says we, so you give it plausible deniability that she was just like maybe talking about some random German childhood friend. But we were going to speak to Goat. Like, I think it is very obvious here in aggregation with the details that Lio had been looking into it for a week, that Heroine was shopping it around, etc., that this occurred in the cat's lair, that there was involvement on Lio's end. I feel like you would lean way more towards that being the case than it not, right? I have it on good authority that what is this? FFF. What is, I forgot. How did I just forget this person's fucking name, dude? fat fetish artist was sending people inflation porn in DMs without warning. That's great, man. Great stuff, dude. Dude, this guy is LARPing so hard. His bio is now Greek. Oh my, the cringe. Yeah, so we got that. Lio said we should get an aggregation with this anonymous state. Like, it's very obvious Lio was involved. If you think I'm lying, ask Ace. We talked about this 2 days ago, and I told him when I planned to... Oh, is this how Ace is being accused of involvement? I don't know what happened with Ace. I really know very little about Ace. I've, like... I forgot how I met him. I think I met him the same time I met Morale. Maybe not. Like 2 years ago or whatever. But I know apparently there's controversies. Some people love him, some people hate him. I don't know what his involvement is here. He's been very useful to me sometimes, linking me, giving me the scoop on certain things. Wait, is this my goat, Aiden, who used to be fat, or is this a completely different creator? I was fat at one point. I was fat at one point in my life. So it could be me, or it could be another fat person named Aiden. So this is Hidden Heroin. Also, can I just ask, because I ask everybody this, and this isn't a dig, this isn't me trying to start a fight, but what exactly was a call going to change? I'm asking this mostly because regardless of what context GOAT would give me, regardless of what clarifying intent or whatever else could happen, at the end of the day, the stream happened and GOAT said... I actually agree with Heroin here. I don't think a call would have changed anything because her like, what could GOAT say? Heroin is interpreting her statements in a given way. What could GOAT say, like, in the call itself, right? Like, that would change her mind on this. She clearly has some incentive to portray GOAT in the worst light possible. Like, I don't think anything GOAT would say would change anything this person was going to say or do. I have a friend that's on Ozempic now. I looked at him with, like, such disgust. First of all, we're going to find out years from now that Ozempic does some, like, crazy shit to you. Second of all, weight loss is, like, relatively easy. It's hard to, it didn't help that there were outside factors contributing to it, okay? But, weight loss is, like, just, like, super easy if you're young, right? Just start smoking. And walking. Start doing, like, aura walks where you're not even walking to exercise. You're walking so you look like a guy that walks and stares out into the scenery that has aura, like I do. Just aura walk and smoke. It is about caloric intake. I don't eat healthy at all. I just don't eat a lot, right? And I think, like, my stomach has shrunk because I'm trying to put on weight now, and I'm having a very hard time doing that. Because I just, like, feel full way sooner. I'm asking this mostly because regardless of what context GOAT could give me, regardless of clarifying intent or whatever else could happen, at the end of the day, the stream happened, and GOAT said what they said, which a lot of people agreed on, was GOAT sweeping for CSAM being shared. I shared this with 15 other fucking retarded people, and we all came to the same conclusion. I conferred the Council of Retards, and they all have the same opinion as me. It's a great sign, man. You know, Aiden, dude, you know me too well, bro. You actually know me too well. Dude, I aura max so hard, bro. When I'm in Europe, I sit there, legs crossed at a cafe table, smoking a cigarette, my sunglasses on. I don't do it for anyone else. I do it for me. I do it for me so I can imagine myself as that guy. Donna hat. I have a Panama hat that I wore when I was like in the Italian countryside, dude. Regardless, and I'll take full fault for it, despite Staff and Lio agreeing of if that call had happened, ultimately there still would have been a public announcement and GOAT would have been removed from here. I sound like a broken record, but I'm genuinely confused what a call occurring would have changed. I agree with Heroin. I don't think a call would have changed anything. I think her intent was like, I think she had very like evident. I honestly think this is less like Heroin being stupid and misinterpreting it, and I feel like this is like willful, deliberate lies. I honestly think her interpretation is so bad and so misleading that she's just lying about it. And if that's the case, I'm very curious what Hidden's incentive was to go after GOAT. I want to know about like their prior history and potential beef. Aiden complains about having no debates and then dodges when I say I'm willing to debate in the future. I didn't see where you said that. Okay, I'm reading something. There's several people in my chat. It is likely that I just didn't see your chat. I am willing to debate you. Okay, message me on Discord or join my Discord server. My DMs are open. My Discord server is open. The link is in the description, and we can get a debate scheduled. Or you could just pop on whenever it's convenient for you. Just let me know what you want to debate about. Would you drink champagne or I would drink Dos Equis, man. That's what I would drink. Stay thirsty, my friends. Stay thirsty. Okay. But yeah, I'm very curious to understand what the prior incentive Heroin had to go after GOAT on this was. I want to figure out who Frick is as well. I keep hearing about this Frick person. Yeah, we already read this. By the way, Goat Cat was supposed to be there in the call. How do we know? Because if the end result was Goat Cato supposed to be in the call, then I'd be fairly comfortable asserting that this was going to become an accountability call, no? Beckett says if I am live in an hour and a half, he'll come back to talk about the stage. I think he just watched it. So I'm not asking you to sign up on the schedule. There has to be a way I can communicate with you if you want to debate me. Okay, I'll admit this. I don't debate via smoke signal or fucking carrier pigeon. So if you want to debate me, we have to do it over Discord. No, I'm not giving you my cell phone number. Okay, you don't need to schedule anything. Just fucking, like, give me a means of communicating with you. That is all I'm asking for. Yeah, here, this is how we're gonna debate. This is how Tyrone wants me to debate. I'm gonna get, like, a, Chef Boyardee cans. We're gonna attach a string to both ends. And that's how we'll debate. Why do I have 11 notifications? What is this?
Just to say that these people aren't rising stars and they're all like networking Nepo babies, pretty much, right? But it does annoy me when people pretend that like, oh, we're such marginalized people in the streaming space. You're literally in Los Angeles. You are in like Aiden. When I'm talking about Aiden, okay? I'm side tweet. I'm sneak dissing Aiden. Aiden goes around being like, I built this all on my own. I'm taking this ability to be a streamer. I don't do cabals. Meanwhile, he does cabals.
What cabals am I doing?
Ignoring the fact that Aiden does cabals. I don't do cabals.
Parry is still mad at me, by the way, over the Gamma debate. I tried to talk to the guy. I tried to make it right. He's still mad at me over this.
I worked on all this on my own. Meanwhile, he's in Los Angeles. Has every single opportunity available to him. But Perry, he doesn't use them.
When am I complaining that I'm not being given opportunity? I'm not complaining about that. That has literally never been something I've complained about.
Oh, I guess so. Aiden doesn't have every opportunity available to him to do networking. No, he does, Perry, but he doesn't use them.
This is what he just like creates like things to get mad at. He just like creates things to get. This never happened. I feel like this is just like bad for your health, man. To just like create these like fake versions of people to get mad at.
Them. Oh, okay, so Aiden's like a lazy piece of shit who has every opportunity and just is cucking content by being lazy. Yes, yeah.
Oh, I know what this is about. He's been wanting me to meet up with Brittany Simon IRL. He's like very adamant about this. I don't know if it's a part of like this fetish he has. I don't know. But I don't know anything about Brittany Simon and just don't really have any interest in meeting up with this person. We don't make the same content or anything.
Yeah, Perry. So that's why he's so brave. Oh, okay. I mean, obviously, it's obvious to say that these people aren't rising stars and they're all like networking nepo.
People want me to talk about, or nobody wants me to talk about this, but I will anyways. Lyrix is going and blocking old people from his old community or whatever. And I will say, right, I don't understand why he's doing this. I think it's a bit strange, but I feel like Lyrix's old audience is like weirdly possessive, and it's like, no, you can't just walk away and like be a wholesome like music YouTuber that makes a bunch of money or whatever the fuck. And it's like, it's evident that's what he's wanted to do for a while. He is abandoning you, and that's totally okay, and he should. And if you're just going to keep bringing up his old shit and he wants to block you over it, I have no problem with that. The thing is, I don't even know if Alex was doing that or not. I have no clue. I honestly have no clue. But my take is more sympathetic to Lyrix than most, okay? My take is more sympathetic to Lyrix than most. And honestly, I struggle probably with some of the same thoughts he was having while he was a commentary streamer. I don't want to be doing rape reviews at 30, right? I don't want to be doing that shit at 30. Don't think anyone does. You have this like hyper edgelord audience from Augie with like horrible views on everything. That's all masked behind irony or whatever. Alex, I found this out a while ago and he didn't respond to me on Twitter. But apparently the Epstein file shit is like the only reason is the reason he was like turning on Trump. It's like, okay, you're just like a fucking like actual moron. Like you should have turned on Trump. I don't know. Fucking 10 years ago. That'd be better than me when I was like 14. I like Trump too, but to act like the Epstein files shit is the thing that wants to make you like, turn away from Trump finally. You're just admitting you've like dog shit politics. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to get away from that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get away from that audience. And I hope Lyrix does well in his new endeavors. And I guess like it's cringe maybe if he's blocking some people, but I think it's even more cringe to tweet that he's blocking you. You would be bored, become a psychiatrist. I'd be even more bored becoming a psychiatrist, and I'd probably need more help than my patients did. When I was younger, I wanted to be in the FBI or like a detective. That's all I wanted to do. Still can get over the fact that Nick is 29 now. Dude. These people are so old, man. Aiden must be really mad that... What am I mad about? It's like, you're calling someone cringe, and they're like, I heard from someone that, like, you eat spaghetti strange. It's like, okay? Like, okay? Wow, dude. I'm actually seething over this. It's so fucking true. 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Can you give me a block of time? Can you give me a block of time? How about this? Okay, how about this? Because I don't promise that I'm going to go live at a certain time, because I'd be lying to you if I promised I was going to go live at a certain time. I'm going to go live tomorrow, some point in the afternoon, Pacific Standard. It's not going to be egregiously late. It'll be sometime in the afternoon. It's probably going to be a bit past 1:30. If you are on then, you are welcome to call into my stream. Shoot me a DM on Discord, and you'll be allowed in. You should do more viewer food reviews. Does anyone still use the food channel? I feel like it's dead as fuck. Yeah, one of the last posts, Toki sent this, and it's like, his mom's cooking looked fire before. Well, I didn't mean to. I gotta get rid of this fucking NordVPN ass knockoff. I do love seeing all of them age, because I was just a handful of years older when I got in, and now it's all hitting them like a wall. The trick is to die before you age, so nobody can ever call you an unk. Be funny, Aiden? What? How? I don't know what's funny to you. What appeals to your specific sense of humor? Liam is... This guy is almost 22, bro. It's crazy. Are you sticking around for the Beckett call-in? He said an hour and a half. I don't think I'm sticking around that long. When did he DM me? No. Well, anyways, that's probably gonna wrap it up for today's stream. Debate tomorrow, maybe. Depending on if this person's still awake when I go live, and they probably will be because it's in the afternoon. And maybe some other stuff. I don't know. Stick around. We just waited. It's an hour and a half. All right. Thanks, guys. I will see you all tomorrow. Appreciate as always. Good stream, everybody. We hit goal. It's super awesome. Yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Hi, Keaton Dumpy. Give me a ring, guys. Give me a ring. I'm around. Pick up some lean like a real man. I'm planning on it. All right, who else is live right now? If you're new here, by the way, sub. So give me a sub. There's nobody live right now. Okay. All right, thanks, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow.